traumatic event, but the other one
But
now.
that's the kind of stories he would do.
I'm glad I've started the stream at this point.
I mean,
Talking about
Thaddeus,
what
if he was the DM, he probably would just like really half-ass it.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah, Thaddeus would be a terrible DM.
There's fucking, I don't know, fucking what is this even? Nulls? Fuck it, nulls. There's no
Then there was a thing, and
they attack you and roll. What dice do you use?
we do the space combat. We do the space combat, and he'd be like so frustrated that the piloting rules are so limiting. He's like, "That's not how you do it."
Oh yeah.
Come on,
Fuck
single
this game.
dice roll? No.
Yeah,
I made this a homebrew, modified pilot roll.
It only works just for me.
So it's actually easier if we do it in the cockpit.
Yeah, much easier.
Just
Yeah.
to put the simulator in. Oh.
that's how it would be.
This sort of reminds me of there's a RPG. I can't remember what it's called, but it revolves around being RAF pilots.
Oh, cool.
It'd be basically like that, I reckon. But space, of course, and a lot more explosions.
I feel like
Oh, we were talking about our
it
character.
would be wholesome.
Oh, god,
yeah.
yeah. Flumps fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And things never get too bad or too serious, you know.
Yeah. Everything turns out okay at the end
The
of
villain's like,
mission.
I had never thought about it that way.
I'm so
Yes.
sorry, I should change my ways. No one would fight.
Yeah. Solve everything through diplomacy.
And it was like, well, I hadn't really planned for you guys to talk him out of it, but it really makes sense. So, you know what? What if we just have a fight anyway, and then, you know,
Just for fun.
and then we'll see who would have won.
Everyone normally hits me on sight anyway, so let's just get it over with.
Ouch.
This fantasy game is quite lovely.
I say.
World in which people can talk each other out of violence.
Bernabas just like made into Gandalf.
It is almost too unrealistic to contemplate. Is this planet Galarian?
So many fucking things to add now. God
I don't
damn
like
it.
they use real-world deities in here.
It sucks now, Haldemir, but wait until you get to use them.
I've got to add bluff, dude.
Yeah.
I
add
took
bluff.
charisma. Charisma.
What?
Yeah.
One of my
First world soldier problems. I got skill points.
I took a point in intelligence and charisma. What the fuck is
Oh
this?
gosh, are you okay?
I don't know how to deal with this.
Halamir's taking one for the team here, guys.
I am.
It just means that he's like, damn, I was really rude all those times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you
I was
look
kind of a
back
shithead
as a better
before.
person,
Okay.
you're like, oh gosh, I don't forgive myself.
Yeah, no, that is not what Thaddeus does. He's
He
like,
doesn't have
I was
any
an ass.
charm either.
Haldemir, that mnemonic editor I was going to use on my... I'll just keep it in mind for later. Can change it when we get back.
Yeah. My disguise check is that, I guess.
You have to update everything.
I didn't know what to put the most points in, disguise or bluff. So I figured bluff because I can bluff my disguise being shit.
I mean, Chip sucks at both, so I don't.
So does Thaddeus. He's got
Yeah, he's good
one in charisma. Christ, he's...
Yeah.
I figured
I
you guys
hadn't-
could put me in a backpack, and that's way you wouldn't even have to, you know.
Do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping the fact that we have like authentic Aeon Guard gear and outfits,
That should help.
tactical
Yeah,
railgun.
that the Aslanti apparently polluted his planet to hell. So I guess it's okay for him to be around because they, you know, he's like a species in their empire, whose planet they polluted to hell. But you know,
I mean, you
it's
know,
convenient. Yeah.
that's really shit.
who cares? I think I'm
Details,
done.
details.
Oh, right, I took enhanced resistance. That's very important.
That's incredibly important.
Extremely extremely important.
Yeah, I was
Crucial.
deciding whether or not to do kinetic or
God.
an energy type. Oh dear.
Kinetic, because you're in melee.
Yeah.
I
Most
would go
things
for
are
kinetic
kinetic.
too. It's wide. It's
Yeah.
both bludgeoning, slashing, and
It's
piercing.
just the
Energy
issue I
types.
have is that one of my powers gives me kinetic DR, and I don't want to like. It's much like the feat is just eclipse it entirely.
Yeah,
you
but
can't
it's just too good.
I know it's too good,
Yeah.
and like you can't retrain in this unless you like pay a bunch of money. So I just feel bad doing it, but I kind of want to. So whatever, I'll take it in kinetic.
Well, you know, just ask Sheep. He let me respec so that I could be the Archimerium Sage. Because it made sense.
No. Sorry.
Let me
I
check.
take my token
Great
somewhere
armor
wrong.
class.
Let me check if
Did you buy
changing.
new armor?
Me? No. Because I up my dex though, my AC did go up. So.
Yeah.
Now that I have DR, it's like a
that?
stopgap.
What was that thing that you said that you were going to give each of us?
Well,
thinking
Money?
no, you know the 4 elemental gems that I bought off the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What did they do?
It's like a summon creature at first level, cast level 3.
All right.
Which I haven't looked into it, so I won't give them to you yet until I do.
Okay. Makes sense. I have precisely 0 credits, so.
Wonderful. How much was left of that research data, or is that all gone?
Presumably we just
that's all gone.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, everybody got arbitrary amount.
That's cool.
Yeah, but you didn't copy it? Jesus.
Hey, you know,
the original data file?
what is money, right?
You rich
Just
bastard.
print money. Always gonna notice.
Back in my day, in the forest, there was no money to speak of. It was all bartering.
In the forest.
I have berries.
Attack bonus is 10 with my sniper rifle.
Yeah.
8 including soft cover.
Why does it suddenly say I have?
Fortitude is
Oh, because I put 5 in my DR, like tab, it's saying that I put it into my skills for some reason. Okay, hold on.
When we get back, we need to get Jacques Pierre in that Petit Supreme.
Yes, we need it.
You wouldn't know how to use it. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
We're gonna find out that, like,
Focus it down.
you know, the Aslanti have already cracked the drive or something. There's gonna be some big escalation.
Oh, we're gonna need it.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay. Then I guess we just gotta go beat them up. And
All right. I think I'm ready.
I mean,
I'm good.
I mean, power armor is a thing that doesn't even need like any GM intervention
True.
or anything. It's in the rules.
In the
If
rule
you
books.
want it, you can look at it.
Yeah.
I did consider making like a mega tanky character that's like in power armor and basically a space marine.
I looked at it. It's
what I was looking
interesting.
at.
Not right now, but maybe.
With the new
Number 2.
armory shit, that is
It's not really something
Yeah,
that
cool stuff.
operatives do.
no.
No.
You need to stay
No technomancers.
light on your feet. Some would say.
I mean, could I do it? I don't know.
Don't know. Maybe. Probably. You could probably do it. You can figure some shit out. I'm sure. But like, what the fuck?
This one seems to specifically be specced so that
I would lose evasion
Nefarious could use it.
and quick movement.
Yeah, you'd lose a lot.
But you would get so much cool.
Well, don't you have other stuff that only works if you're wearing like light armor or?
My offensive abilities seem like they would be fine.
Oh yeah, I'm fast. I forgot about that.
I'm
And
fine.
the thing about power armor is it does give a fixed strength score, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Which means that I can be weak as shit and still.
You certainly
Yes.
could.
Yeah.
However,
Because
they are
it's like
powered,
huge.
so there's a cost to it as well.
Yeah, but it's minimal when you own a ship that can recharge it.
I would have to take a couple feet to do it.
I have this nice still like coolant sprayer that's still reliable for like 5 shots because I haven't
Powered
used it
armor
yet.
proficiency. Higher BAB. Or I could do a single multi-class level, a dip in soldier. That would also do it for me.
Yep, single multi-class in soldier does everything for armor and weapons.
Pretty much. But shall we see what this this boss lady is all about?
Yeah.
Yeah, Felgy's like, I don't care.
No,
Are you
sorry.
guys done then?
I am done.
Yes.
Have you replaced your tokens on the actual Outpost Z map?
No.
Yes.
I have now.
Just seeing her has really invigorated me. I feel a lot better than I was just a moment ago.
So we should actually, first of all, start off with a recap, I think, as we usually do.
Sure, I can do it. No problem.
Why not?
Go for
last time, we had just started our journey to the prison moon of Golta to start our mission to save our friends, to take back the Rune Drive, and be the general heroes of the galaxy and universe itself. But we kind of ran into a bit of trouble early on. Our trip into the Drift put us into contact with a Nova spawn, which is this huge, colossal starship-sized creature which eats cosmic radiation, and immensely rare. And so, naturally, Barnabas, being the Xenoseeker he is, decided to stay a bit to get some research data, and they got caught, which normally is fine if it was just another ship, but this huge aberration could shoot basically lasers and could swat them out of the sky if they weren't careful. But you know, with the combined efforts of our 2 amazing pilots, our engineer and a science officer, we got by pretty easily. And some nice pricey research data. Our journey after that was pretty uneventful. We dropped out of the Drift very far away, as was penned on the flight plan. The particular point I can't remember, but I believe we did pass through one checkpoint, or if not, before we were contacted by an unknown person who turned out to be a woman, or a trader of sorts, called Sionzi, I think, who immediately, upon video calling us, realized that, you know, we weren't Aslanti, first of all. Second of all, whatever we were doing, it certainly was a normal thing to do, and our ruse was up almost immediately. But credit to her person, or whether she just thought we were a business opportunity, she gave us some information in exchange for buying some of her wares. The most important thing being that if we were to continue towards the prison moon without getting shot to pieces and discovered immediately, we would need something to change the emissions of our ship to match the normal Aslanti ones. However, she didn't have that in stock because she just sold that to a Gozclaw called Telrin, who, by her info, was on Outpost Z. And so with our next destination in mind, that's where we headed. Outpost Z was more of a... let's just say you could walk around without being immediately noticed as foreign and shot on sight. But we did end up with some trouble when we docked, with some Gozclaws kind of trying to take some money for us for docking fees, before being rudely interrupted by another faction of creatures that I can't remember. But in exchange for waiving the fee, we helped them kill them, basically. We asked them about the Glaw's Claw in particular, but they just said to meet their boss, which is up ahead. And up ahead we went into this huge area with numerous amount of species and races to see. More notably among the things that we saw was a planar creature of order at the very top there, looking very majestic. Also a crazed merchant who thought everyone else was a lizard man and out to get him. Blessed, which I enjoyed that interaction. A creature who looked like he was about to die from disease and rot, which we didn't really interact with yet. The more notable thing being fellow kinsman of Jacques Pierre, a woman, so to speak, which actually turned out, upon speaking with her and arranging a meeting, that she's more than likely the boss of these Gauss Claws that we were to meet. And given that revelation, here we are meeting with her right now. I'm pretty sure that is... Probably missed a few things, but I think that's it.
That sounds about right. And we did stop last session other way around. We're starting this session the moment we left off last time, as you were escorted by two of the Ghost Claws in their armor and significant armaments compared to the tourist population of the station towards the back rooms of the station, through some more or less dark alleys, in a sense, into this nicely lit, bright room. A pool with fairly pleasant-looking water in the middle, with Rouge Petit swimming in it already, turning towards you as you enter the room. The room itself looks like much of the rest of the station, very industrial-looking, with a rough metal floor, the walls covered in small and medium-sized pipes, various things that might have once had a purpose sticking out of the walls, like old bits of machinery, now since repurposed as tables and chairs and just storage spaces, really. The door over here is currently open, mostly revealing just another long hallway, metal grates on the floor where a couple of Ghost Claws are walking out and about, entering other rooms and doing their things. Notable in this room is that just over here, not visible on the map, seems to be a large-ish table. A rather nice thing, actually, either ceramic or some sort of white hard plastic, sort of roundish shape with a tablecloth and a set of dishes as well as cups set aside. A couple of cheap plastic chairs surrounding it, although a Ghost Claw is currently taking away one of the chairs and apparently replacing it with a large box, presumably for Barnabas. As
so nice.
These guys suddenly make space for you and gesture over there, over towards the table. As Rouge Petit, in the language of the Stelliferous, the color speech that none of you can really make sense of, says to Jacques Pierre, presumably, that, the water is fine. Come in. It is modeled after the water on our homeworld before it was poisoned. Leave that silly armor behind and be yourself for once.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, Jacques Pierre has never been in the waters of his homeworld. He's very excited to try that, as mentally say to the rest of you that he's going to enjoy the water, but you should probably take a seat. He will. I mean, taking his armor off is more sort of like the rims of the armor sort of opening and water just spilling out with him in it, and then like the armor just like falls on the floor unceremoniously as he like slides across the sides and plops into the water.
Must be so free. Cheap. You said it was about half an hour. Was the time that we spent in the Station Z before we came in here, like in that previous room?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then my comprehend language would still be running. Not that it really matters for this one, but just in case.
How long does it last?
40 minutes.
You did use it to collect your rumors a bunch. Walking around the station to look at different things and eavesdrop here and there would have taken a significant amount of time.
Okay, I was just checking to make sure, because last time you said it was half an hour total. But if it's been longer than that, that's fine.
Yeah, let's say you have like 5 minutes left.
In that case, as long as it lasts, try and pay attention to see if she, says something accidentally, like, quote unquote, slips up a thing by speaking in her color language or thinking it, Oh.
Let me put on some chairs.
Cute.
When you said
Venomous
box,
doesn't want
I
to break
imagined
the
it
box.
like not like. I imagined you would put him in the box like a cat.
If I fit,
Just sit
Brenda
in.
sits. That's for sure.
And it's like a metal crate, like one of these basically.
It like
Is the
slightly
water
bends.
The water, yeah, it's quite pleasantly warm. I don't know if cuttlefish taste the water they're in, but I would assume they do. It tastes surprisingly clean, despite being in what may have once been an industrial basin to collect ore. The inside of the pool is meticulously scrubbed to the point where it's just shiny chrome metal, really. And it's not just water, like there's like minerals and such in it that just, yeah.
It's that weird itch he's had in his eyes always that he never realized he had. Being in the wrong water.
There is like a tiny bit of space for Andy to sit on the crate.
Oh,
Oh,
you shift so. It's so
You
kind.
get a chair,
there we go.
too.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
Thank you, Captain. It's okay. There we go. That's very nice of you, though. Appreciate it.
Of course.
The water's definitely your good old bland, like, tap water. Not at all. There aren't any plants or anything in it, but, small steps.
Jack Pierre was always an open water Viliferas anyway, so. Yeah, he'll complement the water by letting his colors, show that he enjoys and appreciates it, and then he will, with his colors, signal that the water is not the only thing in this place that he's very pleasantly appreciating.
If Andy could blush, he would.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing that there's a +2 against sense motive checks again.
Yes.
I have many times I have read of such meetings as ours, but never had I thought to be in the middle of one.
Before we continue there, we'll look at the rest of the party for a moment. As one of the ghost claws approaches with like a what's it even called? I guess a kettle, although that sounds a bit British and cute.
Damn right it fucking does.
It is a kettle.
I mean, if it's a kettle, it's a
wrong with
kettle.
that?
I'm fine with that.
A teapot.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
As
with
long as it's
it's-
Yorkshire tea and none of that PG shit.
High five.
It's a slightly steaming metal vessel containing presumably a drink.
It's a
As
kettle.
the ghost claw fills the cups standing in front of each of you with the liquid before setting a second cup in front of Barnabas and filling that one as well.
Yes.
Aww.
No one had ever been this nice to him.
Yeah, he's so happy. He's never been so accommodated before. He's
Really trying
very
to
happy.
sucker us into this station.
They're very inclusive.
Yeah.
You know, people always said that I had a huge appetite compared to my size.
Barnabas just slowly looks over to Chip and says,
Chip has the decency to look down at the table.
I could share some if you want.
Let me taste it first.
The ghost lord looks a bit surprised, and then in what language is Chip speaking, first of all?
Like...
Does she speak Icelandic?
Yes, it does. Yes, you would have spoken Icelandic, yes.
Alright, then the ghost lord will pause for a moment, seemingly a bit surprised, and then in Icelandic respond, I suppose I can get another cup if you like, but I could just refill your cup too once you're done and you want more of it. This is made by Boss Red herself, a special concoction, very, very exclusive.
Oh.
Well, I mean, thank you very much. Chip is not usually listened to, so she's very happy.
Thaddeus will do his do the like hand over the cup thing of no thank you, and then we'll produce a hip flask from his jacket.
Yes.
It would be very impolite to refuse.
He smiles and says, then I would beg your forgiveness.
You're not gonna have to beg my forgiveness. She insists that you enjoy the hospitality.
Are you gonna do this to me, Alvin? You're gonna be that?
You're gonna get in my way? You're gonna get in my way in this conquest of mine?
Thaddeus is very aware that everybody is drinking a drink we don't know anything of.
You think?
Yeah,
you
I
think
agree.
she's like that, Eldemir? Just
He doesn't know shit, dude.
assume.
She did specify that she works on aquatic-based poisons. Like,
Yeah.
I was having the same reservation.
I mean, I'm sure someone could take a look. I'm not trained in medicine, so good luck
Nope.
with that.
Thaddeus will say to the Godsclaw, then I will beg her sincerest, or I'll beg for forgiveness when she is not so occupied. And he smiles again.
Oh, come on. Chip was saying Yusoki, oh, come on, you could have just told him you had allergies.
He smiles and squeaks back, I don't know what's in it, so I can't say what I'm allergic to.
Squeaks back, that's brilliant.
It is squeak. It's a
I
mouse
know.
language. Or rat language.
Barnabas is just really surprised, like, oh, what's going on?
This goes against his image.
Well,
The Ghost Claw pretty much gives up, gives Thaddeus a curt but perhaps too curt nod before looking over into the pool, but seeing his boss preoccupied, as it were, before taking up position over here again.
Thaddeus blows him a kiss.
He pointedly ignores it.
That's the real romance of this. That's where all the fanfiction is gonna go.
That's where it'll
Yes.
be. I'll teach him Yosoki.
Oh boy.
Show him how they do it in Nakaton.
We'll go back into the pool, where Rouge Petit, in the language of the Stelliferous. Oh, that's very close.
I
Sorry,
need to leave the room.
I mean, a little early.
Yeah.
You can't touch the water bottles together. That's a bit too.
It was the grid. It was the
We'll
grid.
pull out one of those mini like theatre binoculars to
With
Yeah, you know what's great? I'm gonna
like.
where she will say,
Go ahead.
sorry, what did you want to say?
I was just riffing. It's fine.
Okay. Where she'll say, "Ooh, Much appreciate your attention, but this is not yet time for romance or the likes. The world is a dangerous place. Still, the Aslanti are still out in force, poisoning worlds left and right. There shall be no safety, no room for feelings until they are dealt with. I do, of course, do not want to ruin your pleasant relaxation, so do not let me stop you.
Oh, I understand. It is something I have many times seen as well. Oh, life is short. There's no time, ever. Perhaps it is doomed to be such a way.
Doomed, yes, until someone decides to change it.
Indeed. If that is what I must do, then suppose that's what I must do. But
Not you, but I, but perhaps you can help me.
turns to look at her again.
My plans are in their infancy, however, they are progressing quite nicely. This station, it is a place for us to get the fuel for what has to be done. The fuel, the money, the people. You see, I approach potentially like-minded people who have suffered a similar fate, such as the Ghost Claws you see here. They all arrived in the same ship after their planet too has been strip-mined into a asteroid by the Aslanti. They harbor the same feelings that I do. And you, well, I know what you should be feeling, considering what has happened to our home. How much?
I am feeling many things.
I am sure you are. What, then, do your feelings say about your companions? They would not know the same suffering that we have experienced.
He tries to look at them. They are not as personally involved as I am, it is true. Yet I know that they have each good hearts, and say are here when they do not have to be. You see, he sort of moves a little closer, conspiratorially. We are not from here, we are from the Packed Worlds, far away. We came here to fight the Star Empire. They came here with me, or rather, I came with them to begin with.
You
They are
follow
here.
them then, and not they you?
We are companions, going the same place for the same reason. We come to do whatever harm we can to the Atlantis Empire. If there's anything they can help you with, I'm sure they will.
You are sure that is not good enough. I can perhaps trust you, however, they are unknowns, especially that Aslanti of yours.
Hey now.
So it says, he is perhaps he is a human, but he is not Aslanti. He has never been here before.
That seems very odd to me. However,
He
I
is
will
very
take
odd,
your word for it.
certainly true. But if you need but trust me, then inform me of whatever it is you need.
I will not only do that, but I will also solve your hierarchy problem for you. They will follow you from now on, I think. I have handed you a leash, you see. The tea is not just a hospitality, but a method to ensure their friendliness towards you as well. You see, I specialize in a variety of substances. Many of them have uses that go beyond simple assassinations and such. The poison that I put in their tea is a slow-acting one. 48 hours until death arrives, 24 before any symptoms whatsoever. So, if you return your companions to me every day, then I will make sure that they will not suffer too much. And if they decide to part ways with you, then, well, they will not be loose ends.
Yeah. I suppose that is a way of doing such a thing. Now, what is it that you would have us do?
Right now, I can use you, although you have already heard your usefulness by being out in the open in the station. The other forces on this station will have likely noticed that I have taken notice of you, and you have now become targets to them as well. Although we do have an agreement between each other that we do not hinder each other's plans unduly anyways, so perhaps it will still be good. Besides, you see, I'm worried about how much people really know about my plans and such. They do not include many people on this station, I am afraid, for they do not know what needs to be done, nor do they know the motivations that one requires to do the sacrifices we have to do to make this work.
Yes, there is many sacrifices to make this work. He looked at her, back to his companions. However, some things are worth it.
Some things might indeed be worth it. Now, there's one particular group on this station that is an utter unknown to me, but I believe I have figured out who knows more than he lets on. I believe one of your companions, at least I've been told, has talked to him, the Screegreep, the merchant by the name of Glest. He pretends to be an utter idiot, a nut, well, you would have to talk to him to truly understand, but I believe he is more than he lets on. I do not know where he spends the nights, where he sleeps and rests. He disappears into a deeper part of the station and returns whenever he fancies reopening a shop again. I would like you and your companions to figure out more about him, and ideally bring him to me if you are able, although only if you can do so without being seen by anyone else. I would not want to cause an incident, as this is definitely breaking the agreements I have with the others.
Why would you want him? What can he possibly know?
I believe that he is the eyes and ears of a different group on this station that I cannot quite talk much about, for I do not know much about them. A group of invisibles, really, who... Oh, I almost sound like Glist at this point. I am worried that my organization has been infiltrated.
Yes, that would be very dangerous. What if they put something in the water? He looks around.
Oh, the water is tested thoroughly. I made the instruments myself, and I administer every substance that enters these waters. There would be alarms if such a thing were to happen.
With infiltrations, you can never be too careful. Oh, such a shame that they would do something such as that. I think we can do this thing. There's also another thing we came here for.
Oh yes? What is this?
Says one of the Ghost Claws. We require to move further into the Atlantic Empire, yet we cannot be discovered. They had acquired some sort of, now it's me not remember, like code, drive?
A
modulator, mission modulator.
It was called basically an engine chip.
An engine ship for me, an Atlantic Star Empire ship that we would require to do such a thing without being discovered.
And these Ghost Claw supposedly has it on this station?
Yes, he purchased it and went here.
Those devices are very valuable. In fact, valuable to the point where it would be a great asset to our fight against the Atlantic.
Indeed.
Yes, I need you to acquire these for me. For you, I suppose. For us.
Yes, for us. He curls his little tentacles. Now, do you know where this might be? You seem to have good control of the Ghost Claws.
Do you have a name?
Do I have a name? Guys?
I don't remember her name.
It was
The name of the Ghost Claw.
Teldor or something.
We do have, yeah.
What are we looking for?
The name of the
name of the
Claw.
Ghost Claw who has the chip.
Telrin.
Telrin, yes.
Talrin, yes.
She fidgets a bit. Now there's an issue. I do know that name, and I do believe I know where to find him. However, I am not quite ready to tell you yet. You see, it's a delicate situation. He, for all intents and purposes, should have been killed. However, there are many forces at work in this station, and this is not one I can share with you yet. Yes.
Acquiring this thing might mean that he is leaving soon, so we should not take too long.
I do not believe he will be leaving soon.
Well, then, I suppose we have time. 2 days at least.
Oh, certainly. Do not linger too much and return in less than 24 hours, ideally. I also want you to spend whatever rest you might do in these chambers and nowhere else.
That should be fine.
This is the only place you are truly safe in this station.
Well, I can say only that there's no place I would rather be.
Very good. How truthful is Jack Pierre being here?
He believes thoroughly that this is how romance works. Because this is how he has ever seen it in various trashy novels and TV shows.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like he's into it.
Okay, sure.
Even the fact that she poisoned everyone.
I mean, there's some flaws, but you know what? That's.
She only poisoned Barnabas and Chip.
I mean, a good
it's
should
okay
have
right
cared.
now. I mean, you'll be fine. She'll give you an antidote, and I mean, it's all gonna be, it's all gonna be smoothed out when she knows she can trust you.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't tell Barnabas though, because he probably will break a table by accident.
He'll probably tell Barnabas though. But
Andy did tell you to stop drinking. Like,
I mean, that was long after their conversation. He probably would have drank by then.
Yeah. No, I know. Probably would have drank something, but I was like, don't drink anymore.
Yeah. She's a bit rough in the edges, but that is just how love goes. It is never free of troubles.
Now then, enjoy yourself a little bit if you like.
This tastes great.
I, however, have some businesses to take care of, I'm afraid. Your friends, of course, are welcome to stay as long as they like as well.
Of course, perhaps you would be back later. Some
Oh,
more
most
conversation.
certainly.
There's any questions about our homeworld I would like to ask.
Oh, I can talk much about our own world, even if it pains me to do so.
I would not have it pain you.
But pain is a good motivator.
I suppose that is true.
She gives you a goodbye, a colored goodbye wave before heading out this way and disappearing into the hallway.
Over here, telepathically, ask Andy who he is. Andy's not the most subtle guy, as I understand it.
In general.
So
In general,
he might have noticed a few emotional cues that Andy might have been listening.
Oh yeah, there definitely would have been. He would have best to keep a straight face.
Put his cup down.
Yeah, well, he was never drinking from it. He was just holding it close. But yeah, he would have tensed up certainly the moment that she said it was poisoned, and then you maybe would have cued into him trying to whisper cue to these two, like, hey, maybe put those down.
Pierre will come over and then telepathically say, "How did I do? I could have made a bit of better introduction, I suppose, but."
Well, I think you certainly had your work cut out for you, but overall, the drama's very proud. We'll see how it develops.
Yes, it certainly must get better before we inevitably split apart. I mean, that is how it goes.
Do you need me to grab your suit for you?
No, that is quite all right.
Sorry, can you say it again?
That is quite alright. I can do that.
All right.
Move over and like slither into it if need be. But yeah, I might as well enjoy the pool a little bit. I mean, you guys are just hanging out, so.
Oh, Baron was kind of nat 1.
Well, remember, saves and skill checks don't have critical failures or successes.
Yeah, but still,
I mean, it's still 6, so he's more than likely gonna die.
I feel so much more reassured. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he drank twice.
He drank both glasses. He was just like, oh, you know, I've never been treated so well.
And he puts it.
But then he's gonna. We have been given a job. Perhaps we should get to it, unless you are not done with your tea. Perhaps we should just get going. We will come back here to rest anyway.
Yes. Well, you'll have to tell us what the job is.
We can speak
I
on the
don't
way.
know.
It's quite fine.
Yes.
Go and like slither back into the hole in his suit. Like it'll begin like forming up as a boneless person standing up, basically.
Yeah. So creepy.
You know, if she had to
Gonna roll a
poison
D20
us, she
for that
could have made
terrible-
it taste better.
Oh, my bluff wasn't actually that bad. It's okay.
All the alarms go off. There's bear in the pool.
Bear in the pool.
When she said that all the liquids were controls, I hoped you would pee in it. That was right after she said
You think there's no Stella Ferris pee in the water from our home world?
It's pee.
That's
It's not something I choose to think about.
What do you think I live in?
It's
the water's
true.
self-cleaning.
True, I guess.
My bubble
Right.
is ecologically stable.
Oh, you don't think about that, but he does actually pee and defecate in the water he lives in.
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
never
well,
see-
I don't eat anything or drink.
That's true. We don't. We
Pretty
have the
limited,
orbs.
but
Well, I suppose that
I
fixes
will-
it.
I will plop you into the abstractly. What's the word I'm looking for? Into the map that is supposed to be understood in an abstract way rather than in a grid-based way. There are things going on. Here's pictures for things that might be going on.
we're in
Theater
the
of the
station.
mind.
Yeah, theater of the mind.
As Jacques, her next part here will speak telepathically because that's just more convenient. And people can't overhear you or comprehend you or anything unless they somehow intercept telepathic speech. But that seems pretty rare. So
His girlfriend probably
you know,
has.
he'll say, "So I suppose you couldn't really understand what you were doing, but I can tell you it was very romantic."
Fortunately, Jacques Pierre, and as Barnabas telepathically replies, you can also hear him slightly growling, probably subconsciously. He's a little bit mad. As he says, I was a little bit more distracted about, this poison that I've been given.
Yes, an unfortunate detail. However, she did promise to give you an antidote in 24 hours.
Oh, of course, because I completely trust a woman that just
If we do a
poisoned
bit
me.
of work for her, of course. I mean, you understand that she's not usually trusting of people who travel with humans. They're kind of bad around here.
Right. Yes, of course. So, yes, what are we supposed to do?
The crazy person, talking of reptoids, we're supposed to bring him to her, but without anyone noticing.
Right.
She believes perhaps that there are actually reptoids and wants to talk to him. Then she might tell us more about, once she knows she can trust us, she might tell us more about this person with the drive that we're looking for.
Take him without being seen. How would you suggest we do that? You are the
Well, I mean,
stealthy
suppose
one
we,
here.
I suppose we would have I suppose we would have to find out where he lives and follow him, and then shadow him, and then take him out when he's not expecting it.
Yes, I don't think the diplomatic approach is going to have any favors. He didn't really respond to me very well the last time I popped up on his radar. Almost had a heart attack.
It'd be a lot easier to carry him if he had a heart attack. Saying.
I do believe he is necessitated to be alive.
Oh.
Yes, well, at least he's in a far better state than I am right now. Perhaps we should find out his routine, so to speak.
Yes, and then I will simply stand someplace when he's passed, and then I will grab him, and then the rest of you can join in, and we will carry him off.
All right. How about we do that, sheep?
Oh, sheep, we do that, and then we deliver him.
Okay.
Yeah, we just, you know.
We can skip forward.
Right, so give me a d20 on which, with arbitrary hidden modifiers, will the entire outcome of the campaign rely.
He's campaign important. Yeah.
No, give me a second, I'm doing something.
He's calculating how long it'll take us to die from the poison.
No, I'm making pretty pictures for you.
He's got a table for that.
It's fine, I have appropriately appended my label for everyone to see.
I mean, sheep's the kind of influence. This guy's whole routine for the next 6 months planned out.
Yep.
If we ask for it, we have it.
Yep.
Well.
So you are on your way to approach the little dog-like crazy person who currently has no customers whatsoever. In fact, none of the merchandise he in his little furnace-turned shop had offered yesterday seems to have been touched by anything. Presumably, his business isn't going great. But before you can get there, sort of moving through the throngs of people that are here at any point in time, you move past a different creature, also a merchant-looking fella from the sight of a variety of guns in front of him, who engages you rather directly in the form of jumping in front of you and snarling, throwing around, like gesturing, shouting, yelling. It's really, really hard to process. He's not physically like attacking you yet, but from the look of his giant teeth and sharp claws, it seems he's very much about to do that.
Okay,
He's a shopkeeper?
Okay.
what is this thing?
It's a vaguely blue humanoid with leathery skin. No teeth, no nostrils, no nothing. Just a huge maw for his face that he's currently opening rather. Yeah.
Can Burnham try and identify exactly what kind of creature this is?
Sure, you can give me a life science.
Okay. Oh, a natural one again. Yay.
Actually, would life science?
Well, I rolled a 1 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. 11 would 12
Yeah, it would be life science. You have no idea. This thing looks grotesque, like a demon-like, really.
Okay, well, in either case, Barnabas would put himself between everyone and the thing. So it's just snarling, right, or whatever it's doing.
It's snarling. It's not exactly spitting at you, but there's spittle just going all over you as it shouts and gestures wildly.
Not speaking anything that I can currently understand, right?
No.
Okay, well, he's just gonna try and go through all the languages and tell him to calm down.
Are other people reacting?
Other people are a mix between as surprised as you and leaving very quickly.
Do you think this guy's from that gang? Are the people we
Just like leer over him and just
Could
try to
be.
intimidate him.
Bernabix could certainly try and growl back.
I mean, I can speak telepathically to him.
Jacques-Pierre can
I
give
can.
me a perception check.
I can't speak telepathically if he doesn't share my language. He won't understand. I can't just speak telepathically to all creatures.
19.
Other than the people who seem to be moving away rather quickly, you also spot a bit in the background a group who seems to be exchanging money while looking at you.
Oy.
Are they? Does it appear to be that they're betting?
It certainly looks like it, yes.
The question is, are they betting on if we decide we're going to kill it?
Exactly.
Or are they betting on whether or not who wins? Because this could just be one of those aliens that's like a pacifist alien. It just looks real angry. But at the same time, it could just be a rabid beast that we need to put down.
You never know unless you have someone who knows.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's the problem with Starfinder.
Yeah.
We never know because aliens are
Yeah,
crazy.
Jack will move over here, and then he'll climb onto the wall. He has a climb speed equal to his move speed. So,
Okay.
he'll move up there and like find a place to hang. Just, no need to be down there with the monster thing. So.
I mean, this thing looks moments away from attacking you. In fact, I'll give you one thing to do before.
Yeah, I would like to intimidate it.
All right, give me an intimidate check.
All right. Back off.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Roar.
Natural one. Let's go. Oh, that's
It's a 19. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
29.
how do you intimidate him?
Well, perhaps it's the kind of the adrenaline rush of danger that this thing is putting upon him. But just for a moment, because the Solarian powers don't really work unless he's in actual physical danger. But just for the split second, probably amounting to the anger he still harbors over what just happened to him, he just kind of lets out this ear-splitting roar, and his claws, almost as if not by his own voluntary will, kind of pop into existence in his hand, pointing towards the creature's I suppose head area, and then just goes away because
the creature suddenly backs off. First of all, closing its spittle dripping maw before almost groveling, really, bowing before pointing towards his merchandise.
All right. What's he have?
He seems to have a collection of long arms and grenades.
Wonderful.
Where's that list of stuff from this place? It's somewhere up here.
Now that we're not in immediate danger from this dude killing us, can I take 10 on that life science to check what he is, or?
Sure.
Okay, that would be.
He is also the source of various kinds of armor.
Ah.
Oh, he's the armor dude.
So take 10. Just you have a 10 to roll, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
10,
that would be
10 plus your bonus.
21 then.
21.
If he is a rare creature, the DC is reduced by 5.
He's not incredibly rare. Maybe you've heard of similar creatures from the pack rolls. It seems that this particular creature just has a culture that is very focused on dominance. So the greeting is to threaten people.
Well, that worked then.
Which worked in this case, although probably doesn't make him too successful a merchant here. But
well,
yeah, you would think that you did exactly the right thing of answering his challenge, especially in a non-violent way.
All right,
Which Jacques-Pierre can probably confirm, considering that the group of people who exchanged money before, most of them look angry at the one or two people who are collecting all the money currently.
Suckers.
All right. Well,
But yeah, the creature makes a pair of noises that almost sounds like it might be a name to Barnabas, but
Okay.
Barnabas thinks it doesn't actually have any sort of language whatsoever.
Okay. Well, what does it sound like?
I can't even replicate it.
Okay.
It's like a dog like coughing very wetly.
Okay.
It sounds terrible. But from a friendly neighborhood tourist, he'll tell you that people usually call this fella the Zarb, because
All
he
right.
is a Zarb, and he is one of them, so they call him the Zarb.
That's great. Well, okay. Barnabas doesn't see any reason to give him any niceties, if that is the way they greet each other. So, he
So
knows
headbutt
who
makes
the
it
boss
fun.
is. Yeah, headbutt him. Goodbye. He knows who the boss is. He's not going to be nice, but he's not going to be incredibly awful either. He's going to take a look and then probably head on his way. Unless anyone wants to buy anything.
I'm broke. Nothing.
Before Barnabas leaves, the creature does seem to be making a variety of elaborate hand gestures, bowing once more before handing Barnabas an item, as well as pointing towards his merchandise and making another hand gesture.
What's the item?
The item appears to be a brown force field armor upgrade.
Take it, slap it on, hug it.
Oh
can't
my
have-
god!
But that's great.
Maybe you should growl at him a little more.
No.
Kick him in the nards wherever they are, and maybe he'll give us something cooler.
We'll
The
give him a bit of
creature
a-
is naked and does not appear to have any.
He will give the creature a bit of a lower nod than the other times to give him his thanks, I suppose. And yeah, that was quite nice of him to do that. Now, I wish I could speak what he spoke. It seems very good for intimidating. That's for sure.
Barnabas would think that he literally has no actual language, but from the elaborate hand gestures, maybe they work with a sign language instead.
Ah, interesting.
Chip probably knows the sign language for no money.
If I was a 6th level Xeno Seeker, I could try and create a makeshift language between us. That it's like a hodgepodge of
That's
whatever
cool.
we know, but not now. But interesting. I don't have anything to buy. I got that very nice present. Barnabas is ready to move on. But he will note the Zarb for later. He will probably buy something eventually.
All right.
Speak friend.
It will certainly no longer stand in your way.
And
I'm somewhat curious what the fuck's up with the weird spider creatures. But they kind of creep me out.
Unfortunately, this is 100% railroad, so you can't talk to them.
Ah,
Yeah.
rude.
You don't speak Spider-Man?
do you want us to die?
No, we'll go and stalk the dude. Actually, I'm thinking the easiest way for Shakespeare to do this is just to convince him that reptoids are watching him and to come with him, because he can't be a reptoid.
Maybe Chip shouldn't be around when you try bluffing.
If you're going to convince, then I can do that. I thought you were just going to follow him, though.
I want Chip be part of it.
Or she is really bad at it.
I mean, the guy's already paranoid, so
It's
following
true.
him is probably going to be pretty difficult because he's going to be constantly looking around himself.
If we're going to bluff it, give me a minute, and I can give myself a bonus to bluff checks, and perhaps you can aid me in doing it. If we
I'm
want to
pretty
go.
good at bluffing.
And I'm medium, so he won't trust me.
Yeah, it's a plus 12.
That's nice. I have a 10, but I have a d6, so by average, you're probably better anyway. So you can try. And I will aid you.
You would get 13.
Yeah, by average.
I suppose.
Yeah, but you'll certainly approach the dude.
Perhaps Barnabas's previous interaction might ease the social working, so to speak.
His bulging eyes leer at you as you walk close.
You come closer. Sort of moving conspiratorially close to him. Say, I hear you have been speaking to people about infiltrations on the station.
Oh, and who wants to know?
I am Jacques Pierre. I am very concerned with this because a friend of mine has also warned me and would like to know more of this subject in particular.
Jacques Pierre, I out of principle do not trust people with two names. Who knows which name they really have?
It is this is one name.
It is not.
So there is no space in between.
But it sounds like two distinct things. You see, my name, Les.
That is simply how you pronounce it in the Aslanti language. In my own language, it is simply you say his name in his own language with the band of color.
What? Your name doesn't even sound like anything.
That is right. It could never be imitated by a reptile.
Oh, that's smart. That is so smart. Yes. What do you want?
I have a friend who, for obvious reasons, is not trusting to go outside much. She would like to speak to you about this reptoid problem.
She is probably a reptoid. How do you know that she's not?
She is my own species. I would know.
Oh, how? There aren't many of your species on this station.
Pops up and down. That is not something I can speak to anyone about. I would have to make sure that you are not a reptoid first.
I can't be. I'm quite small. They cannot be small. They can only be 5 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, maybe 8 foot. Some of them.
That is a good point. Now I would suggest we speak in a place that is a little more discreet.
I see a lot of people who pass through here. Most of them, all of them, all the ones who dock. I have not seen anyone of your species other than one other who I really do not wish to associate with ever. And if you do,
if we want to be seen, you see.
No. She can send messages. She does not need to send a proxy. She can send an email. She has a comm of mine.
I am not sure of whom you speak.
No, I'm sure you do not. No name.
Just a quick interjection here. Can Barnabas send a telepathic message to Andy to forge an email to his comm from the person?
What's the range on your telepathy?
30 feet? Oh, you're not close enough. No.
Yeah, I was keeping clear because this guy doesn't medium-shaped people. So
well, that's fine. Never mind.
And you could see him maybe talking to Chip and Thaddeus.
Yeah, that's
maybe
fine.
not attention.
You can never be too careful, I understand that. She has, however, shown that she appreciates trust in people, and that is something I can agree with.
So you do know her. She, yes. You are hers.
Sort of. I would not go that far. This is very early to say such a thing. Oh, I mean, I suppose someone else could make such a declaration. However, I would not endorse it as a correct so far.
That's how she works. She gets to people. She is competition. She steals all my customers. That's why my shop is fading. It's terrible. You should buy something.
She has a lot of sort of goes a little bit somber. I just assumed that's at
Oh, you should never assume with anyone on this station. They all have secrets. I know all of them.
What is her secrets then? If you
Oh,
assume
what-
such a thing.
It wouldn't be a secret if I told you.
What?
No, as soon as you tell someone a secret, it's no longer a secret. I can't. Then it wouldn't be a secret.
What if you simply whisper it? That is much more secret.
Perhaps. Oh, this voice is really hard to do while whispering. Perhaps.
Just whisper it into the water.
Her secrets are many, but there's one that she really hates, and she has killed people for. There's one who knows. You should ask him. You should not ask me. I will never tell secrets. But there's someone in the pipes. Someone in the pipes. Someone evil in the pipes. He knows. That's all I can tell you, however. Tell you. You should buy something or leave.
How would I speak to the one in the pipes?
Oh, you go into the pipes. Although there are many, you will never find him. He has to find you, and he won't.
How would I make you find him? If I am not the only one, then I would need to know who else. I could not imagine the secrets for such a beauty as her.
Oh, he'll come. You just need to know what to do. The tap. You need to know the tap. The tap, tippity tap on the pipes.
What is the pipe tap?
It's secret. I already told you too much. You have to buy something. Oh, leave. I live in the pipes.
What is that thing? He was pointing to some random bullshit thing.
Well, actually, Bertimus would like to actually buy something from him, so that will ease it for you. He sells sliding weapon crystals and fusion things, right? So, you mentioned that the armory was available, so I'm assuming that category of stuff I could get from him? Yes, okay, that's exactly what I need. So, let's see, I already have it written down what I was buying. Let's see. It was at least positron crystal from him. It's like a level 3 thing. And a soulfire fusion seal. Or not fusion seal, just normal fusion.
Yeah, you can get those.
Okay, cool.
Of course, if they're level 4 or below, you can get them from generic merchants, basically.
Yeah, but I might as well, have it from him to as a roleplay thing as well, to kind of curry favor.
Sure. But of course, with him, it costs 25% extra.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
But I know him.
Then it's 30%.
Could I not try diplomacy again to try and get
Sure.
the friend fee? Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I can't roll. I'm not even gonna say. 22.
He'll relent and give you the normal price.
Yay. Okay.
But he's really sad about it with his puppy eyes.
Well, at the very least, he's getting, after I tell it up, he's getting like 2,000 out of it, basically. So.
Also, Jacques-Pierre, give me a perception check.
And if you roll him now, it's going to be so much more valuable. Oh, natural 20.
Okay.
Tell me what secrets exist.
I'll tell you in a PM, actually.
Oh,
Ooh.
Interesting.
he's a fucking reptoid, isn't he?
Oh god, these are terrifying.
True.
And he's like overcompensating by saying everyone else is reptoid. Oh God.
Oh no! Don't
That's not
say
good.
that.
Don't.
Oh,
I hope
There,
he,
bad news this session.
likes coffee.
I just imagine that Jacques Pierre just looked around, looked at something, and went, looked away suddenly, and went, "Oh shit!"
What color did you go?
Oh, mon
Yeah.
ami.
White.
This is very bad. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, what color
Like-
does Jacques Pierre turn?
Like,
Pierre glances behind him to the weird alien angel thing. Is it looking at him?
No, it hasn't moved, hasn't changed.
Good.
this is like snails without the butter.
So now I have we have purchased something from you, and you will now tell secrets. Yes.
Yes, secret. You are looking for the evil in the pipes. He, the big one, said the name yesterday, and I don't like it because there's so much evil baggage. You don't talk about him without breaking rules. There are many rules on the station between the important people. I'm not one of them. I would never be important. The reptiles, they replace everyone who's important. I'm not important.
The location of the pipes.
No. Pipes are everywhere, but you need to know the taps. And if you know the taps but shouldn't know the taps, you are in trouble.
So what are the taps?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know the taps. I never knew. Don't even know about them.
Yes, can I annoy this guy? So I suppose I should just trust you that is a secret and that she's not a perfect angel. Hmm?
Oh, her secrets are worse. You would hate her if you knew. Everyone would. She
I
would hate herself for it.
imagine what sort of secrets that would be.
No, you can imagine the worst, and it would be worse.
She is clearly she innocent flower. I could not imagine anything she would have done.
No, she uses flowers, pretty ones, to make her poisons and then make people do things.
It seems like a lot of slander to me. Hmm?
No, well,
You have said nothing of substance so far, and
no.
I am a little bit flustered here with you.
I do not need to hear it any longer. Please step out of my comfort zone.
He looks to Barnabas, and then he will telepathically convey to Barnabas that this guy Glest is a dumb robot made to lie about good people.
Does Barnabas believe him? She.
I don't encourage roles between PCs.
Okay. Well, okay. He believes him slightly, but he's still twinged by the fact that he thinks his kin of race is the most amazing thing in the world. So he'll take it with a grain of salt. His eyebrow disappears into the rest of his fur. But he just replies in kind. Oh, well, I'm glad he didn't fleece me of my money then.
Probably did.
Hides inside Barnabas.
The door of his furnace turned into a shop slams shut as Glest pulls the lever before he disappears into a pipe behind it.
Pull the lever, Kronk. He's gone.
So, how did it go?
How did it go, Jacques Pierre? He did
That
tell you
telepathy
something.
speaks. I got close to him and I spoke to him for long enough to verify what I feared. He is saying everyone else is being replaced by reptoids, but he is nothing but he looks to Andy. He's a synthetic. Produced to, well, do what he does, and I think there would be we should simply capture him and bring him to our good friend.
Our
Acquaintance, I
so
suppose, really. I mean, that's just not to say what we are at this point, but
I would hardly call her a friend for trying to poison your friends, Jacques-Pierre. I
Yeah.
understand your
Yes,
situation.
Understandable mistake.
Perhaps
I'm
you
sure
should
will
let
apologize
the.
for it when you get to know you.
Well, perhaps, Jacques Pierre, you should let your feelings of love not blur your loyalties.
You know, just like in the drama season 4, you know, where they have to make that big choice, and you know, she has to leave that abusive boyfriend. You know, it was hard, but
I have done nothing. That was a long time ago, and you should not even know about that.
Well, if she needs the guy, let's get the guy.
Captain, I've been talking with Chip, and I do have a suggestion.
Yes?
Perhaps before we find his home, we do have the capabilities on the ship of developing antitoxins. If we could produce a cure for yourself and for Chip on our own, I would prefer that to taking another liquid from someone who has proven herself to be, well, hardly the most trusting.
Thaddeus will,
And then,
as you say that, he'll quickly rummage around his pockets and pull out an antitoxin that he has in the bank.
What do you think is in my flask?
Then if we capture the target, we can play this more on our own terms, rather than bowing down to her whims.
Would anyone know a tap you could do on a pipe to make evil come out? Some pipe tapping? You said something about tapping on pipes.
I mean, I'm sure if you tap enough on the pipe, the evil will come out.
If it lives in the pipe,
right?
I suppose it would get annoyed after a while.
Yeah. It'll, knock knock, who's there? That kind of sort of thing. I've heard that should, work. Right? Someone always answers when you say knock knock. That's how it works.
I don't like those kinds of movies. They're scary.
Oh boy.
Well, Andy, that seems like a good idea. If you can do that while my good friend here and I try to capture this, robot, perhaps you might have something for me when we return.
I got the impression when you told us about him last time that he didn't trust humanoids either, so staying away from him is probably for the best anyway.
Quite shrewd. Is why I ask you for your advice.
I mean, he would be in his shop, no?
Well, you just shut the door on us, so,
Let us get back in.
if he's still there.
Yeah, imagine the shop to be basically a large closet, a metal closet that used to have a fireplace in it, pretty much, like a closet-sized furnace.
Hmm.
And mind you, we have to do this quietly. Taking him from a shop is not the best way to do it.
Big Harry, do you think you could lift that thing? And just, carry it off?
Well, yes, but, you realize I'm quite big, yes? I'm sure someone would see me.
It's not quiet.
Ideally, we would stuff him in a sack and then get him away.
How do you deactivate an android?
Well, I usually didn't do this part of the job, so I don't know.
Whenever I've done it, it has been fatal. I don't know.
Thaddeus
Is
nods
there-
and says, "Yep, bullets tend to do the job."
You know what we do? We
Sir-
just stuff Jacques-Pierre in there, and then Barnabas closes the doors and leans against them and waits for Jacques-Pierre to tell him it's okay.
Sure.
Tell me if that is what is required. Sorry.
Shop is under for repairs. Don't ignore the crashing.
I mean, he could be crazy and be like the tapping on the pipes. We could literally just knock, and he's like, "Oh, you guessed the secret password! My God!"
Where are the pipes that seem like tapping pipes?
The pipes are pretty much everywhere. This used to be like an old mining processing facility, so all of the place are pipes that were just cut open because they used to be in the way and replaced with like shopping fronts. So if you're looking for a pipe, you can look into any direction and find a
I figured
decently
if
sized
we
one.
looted his goddamn store, he would have to show up, right?
He
Yeah.
Well, how about
Like,
somebody?
just take
he literally
absolutely-
tapped the first time we met him, and I have it written down, but Chip would never notice. So now I'm just sitting
Yeah,
there like,
I checked that was captivated by something else.
Well,
Sheep, since there's like there's shopkeepers here, there's people here, people have lives here. What's the cycle of like? Is there a day cycle? Do people, stop and go home? Like, when's the time where people are kind of not generally around as much?
Generally, there isn't really a distinct night or distinct day. The lights are on at all times, and especially since people are arriving and leaving at completely random times, there isn't really an ebb and flow to things. Although
Okay.
the individual people that live and deal on the promenade seem to have their individual life cycles that are reasonably synchronized, actually. Like you will rarely find merchants at different times unless they have the same wares. So there's like two sets of merchants that interchange at points.
okay. Can we?
Well,
Can somebody ask just people? Because I can't because nobody trusts me.
Sure.
Are there any pipes that sound like somebody could be tapping on them? Because presumably if there's pipes all over the place, someone's bound to have heard it and gone, oh, that's a bit weird.
So kind of like
That we'd know what pipes.
Did you hear that rattling from those pipes earlier? Like kind of a lead, like a segue question rather than directly ask them like, hey.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
they'd be like, oh, well, the pipes over there, yeah, those are, it's weird, right?
Barnabas can inquire to that, yeah.
All right, give me a diplomacy check as you
Sure.
Gather information.
approach this pair.
Hi. Hold on. There we go.
Jesus
35.
Christ.
All right. Well,
Tell us,
they
monkey people.
look at each
Tell
other,
us everything.
stroking their monkey beards as they ponder.
Yes.
Monkey beards.
And we'll inform Barnabas that there are a variety of sized pipes pretty much everywhere. Some of the larger ones are definitely used by really a variety of people. Mostly, many of the smaller creatures that live on this station tend to favor the pipes because many of the larger creatures on this station can't enter them easily, so they undoubtedly contain homes of many a being.
Right.
Tapping and such, if you aren't really closely listening and also close to the point where it's being tapped, at least here on the promenade, you wouldn't really hear much. The entire station is old and creaky, so that's difficult. If you were in the pipes, however, it would be fairly easy to hear if someone is tapping on a particular pipe.
In the pipes. Are you saying there are access points?
No, you just enter one of the pipes.
Oh.
Like there's like open ends sticking out in various places.
Yeah, I just saw that. Oh, I feel a bit dumb for asking that, but that's fine. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Monkey Beard
Let's
Lords.
get in the pipes.
Should we not get the dude first, or?
Well, he's probably in the pipes.
That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole pipe situation.
Whole pipe dream.
Well, can Barnabas even fit in a pipe? That's the question.
Yeah, most of them are actually pretty big.
Okay.
You
Well,
might need
it's
to squeeze
a
a
bit
few times.
uncomfortable, but
yeah. Let's
You
go
know,
pipe.
valves and stuff. Squeeze through them.
I can slither.
Let's go pipe exploring. Pipe excavating.
Pipe exploring.
alright, diving into a pipe at random.
I mean, I figure we'll.
Yeah, start close to the
Yeah,
shop.
you did see Glass pretty much disappear into a pipe right behind his shop.
Let's go in that pipe.
We can go in the pipe.
I can try following him.
Yeah.
I've got
See,
survival skill.
Yeah, is he? He's not in the shop anymore, is he?
No.
Is the door even? Well,
Take everything.
Let's go behind
No.
his. Let's go through the pipe behind the shop.
yeah. Let's make sure that no one sees us doing it.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Sure.
I mean, we're going into a pipe. People go into pipes. It's not his pipe, right?
It is behind his shop.
I mean, it's arbitrary pipe, right?
Well, he doesn't pay the pipe taxes, so we can just go into his pipe.
Yeah.
My pipe, actually.
Plus,
Does
it's
he have the pipe title?
Plus, it's Crazy Dog Man. They're probably they're looking at it and go, it's Crazy Dog Person. Who gives a shit?
All right,
Right?
let's enter.
I feel like some of these pipes are going to be vendable.
Yeah.
It's going to end up like in an ore crushing machine or something.
Oh, we're gonna be like spaced or put into like trash
It's okay,
compactor
though.
or
I'm
something.
gonna warm
Yeah,
up.
I replaced life bubbles, so don't get that. Don't get vented out into space.
Trash
Compared
compactor.
to excruciating poison death, might be a good alternative.
Well, I've got an antitoxin, but it's only tier 1. I don't know if it will actually fix it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can,
So,
can I do something quickly before we go into the pipes?
Sure.
why not?
Well, Andy would ask the party if they just mind like holding off for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he would Andy would like cautiously walk up, and he wants to go up to this guy, sort of very gently,
Okay.
moving forward.
The
And
creature pays you no heed whatsoever.
he takes out like I don't know. I'm sure he looted some data pads off of someone.
Probably.
Takes out one that he doesn't mind leaving behind, and he basically looks at the guy and says, I'm not sure if you can understand me. Do you have some sort of recording function? Nothing?
Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay. Skills. I think it's very bad. Oh, wow. Nope. 12.
Yeah, there's no reaction whatsoever.
Okay. I sort of get no reaction, and then so I figured as much, and then I like press like a record function on the and say, oh, well, this is uncomfortable, but here goes, I guess. I know not why you're here, but as a citizen of the plane of existence, I feel it is my duty to inform you. There is an artifact that has been taken and is being used for malevolent purposes. This artifact is connected to the Aeon throne of the empire that you're currently standing in, and if used in the way that it is intended, could have adverse effects on reality. If this is not why you're here, then, well, hopefully this will help in some point. I don't know. This is uncomfortable. I'm going to stop recording now. And then I stop recording and then just sort of leave the data pad at his feet. And then sheepishly walk off.
As Andy leaves, he, as well as pretty much everyone in the vicinity, apparently, judging by their reactions, will hear a voice in a language that you can't identify really at all, but you immediately understand the exact meaning.
Oh, I don't have to cast comprehend languages
No.
for that?
You understand, as the voice simply says, "We are aware."
Good. I just wanted to help. Thank you.
Do we also hear this, or is it only Andy?
It's like a loud exclamation around the creature.
he nods towards the thing and then walks off. Okay, we can keep looking for that guy.
What was that about?
Well, I don't know all the details, but we know that rune drive is connected to the Aeon throne, and well, I just thought it might help to let them know. Maybe they could go after the throne itself, try and compromise its connection to the rune drive.
But it seems they already know, and whatever they're doing, well, they're doing something or nothing.
Well, make
Yeah,
choice standing.
At least, had to try just in case to make sure they knew.
Yes.
Scratches the back of his head. In what language did he speak? I would imagine it would be either common or Aslanti.
Pick one. It's important.
Let's say common, actually.
Okay. All right.
To Super Mario Land. Let's go.
Whip, 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 whip.
Into the warp zone,
Yeah.
where you can skip straight to level 10.
So long as it's not the underwater level, I don't care.
Level 10 is past the epilogue.
I wonder what level is going to live for.
Hey,
Next campaign by then.
This prison is going to be underwater.
the pipe entrance is fairly tight,
for me.
especially for Barnabas, but after a few meters opens up rather significantly into a network of what almost looks like mine shafts, except of course on the station they don't make any sense. But they do appear to be relatively narrow, like 10-15 feet of metal hallway with a sort of railway-esque track in the center. Fortunately, it's not actually a maze at all down here. Most of the cross-sections and such seem to be barred off, both with welded metal and wood and pretty much anything really. Although not the entire thing, mostly like the bottom 4 to 5 feet. Presumably, following Glest is therefore actually rather straightforward. Following the way that isn't barred off, making it very awkward for a creature of his size to presumably jump over, leads you in a very particular direction. Of course, it could be a ruse meant to lead you deeper into the depths.
I mean, following him, sure it might be a trap, but then we just know he's evil.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Buy this big gun not to use it. And besides, we have to earn money enough so I can buy my own power suit. Guess that picture's great. Spider.
I will reveal a little spot for you. This is purely to see your marching order. This isn't actually grid-based. Over here, you are coming from the left.
Okay.
I think Shakespeare's probably going to be like,
Yeah, we need more room. Barnabas, move over.
probably should be in front, right?
Because this is just...
We're coming from the left, so this Barnabas is in front right now.
Yeah.
Chip's not here.
No, exactly. That's what I was like. Chip's on me. Get off.
Chip.
Oh, there's 2 chips.
Many
copied
chips. Yeah, I'll delete the old one.
Oh, I only see one.
Just zoom out, you'll see that
Yeah.
we were all to the south. But it's fine. Yeah, I'll be in the middle because shoot, but if there's not much room, then I'll just keep shooting instead of getting anywhere near it.
Yeah, at this point you've been traveling already for a little bit, really. 100, 150 feet maybe, through winding pipes. How do you walk through this utterly dark area with the odd hiss and clank of machinery doing its thing? Vague sounds of noises and voices even coming from some of the smaller pipes connecting to this one.
The first thing Barnabas will pose to the party is that he can shed light in a 20-foot radius, dim light, if they require it. If they don't, he'll just be using his dark vision goggles to traverse.
Yeah,
I've
we
got
all
dark
have
vision.
dark vision.
Yeah.
We all have dark vision, so we don't
So
need
we'll
it.
get no light.
It can be stealthy.
I've got
yeah,
60
go on.
feet of dark vision.
Well, what are the options? Like, to be quiet, or is it like how we make our way through the tunnels? As in, like,
All of that, yeah.
huh?
Yeah,
Try to find his tracks and
He's doing like his armor is like on its back, climbing along the wall, with hands and feet bent back.
Barnabas is just gonna try and reduce the noise as much as possible because he knows he's probably the one who makes the most noise. So he's gonna try and not make as much while he's trying to get through here.
And Thaddeus is gonna stick to the side of the walls. He's trying to stick to as much shadow as he can, walking along, making very little noise.
I mean, Chip is trying not to make noise. I would think this is sort of a natural environment for her. So she's probably quite enjoying herself, really. You know, this could be a nice place to live potentially. You know, there's
It's better than the
nice
Akatonian
cover
slums.
Yeah,
Roomier.
the pipes are actually clean. You know, which is pretty great.
is anyone good at survival? Because we could also try and find tracks that look like a rat man. And
I've got a 6, so I could probably aid.
Excuse me, he's not a rat.
I have a big whopping 1, so I don't think I can help you.
Anybody got more than a 6?
I
Well-
would look to the codfish.
oh, show us how it's done, Ekton.
Well, shit. I guess it's just me, huh?
Survive it up, boy.
Oh god, I didn't spec that much into survival. I've got like
Straight
2 ranks.
One as well.
I mean, yeah.
Jabba! Alright.
Oh, nice.
All right.
20 on
Natural
the
20.
survival to find tracks. Find our way around.
So you're looking for tracks.
I wanna find him. I wanna follow him. This is actually it's pretty close to bounty hunting.
I suppose we should look for
Hunting
for
for my
robot
target.
tracks as well.
Yeah, it is bounty hunting. This is actually exactly
yeah,
what it is.
this is very
bounty
appropriate.
hunting. Yeah. So it works perfectly.
As for tracks, looking around, it's a bit hard to see anything on the metal floor, even if there is a little bit of dust. But you do think that you can make out the telltale indentations in the metal of this being a rather regular route, in fact.
I'm going to die.
Unlikely
Now
to
that I've rolled a
track
20 and a 19.
I know, it's fine. It's just, no, luck has been restored because I rolled 2 1s and you rolled 2 20s. It's all good.
Yeah.
What were you hoping to find out with your bounty hunting roll there?
Thaddeus is used to finding where people are hiding for bounty hunting. So he wants to find this little creep, find where he hides. Maybe that's his home. Maybe he's not smart enough to hide somewhere else. But I just want to find his den. We can find out so much more about him in his den.
Your instincts certainly tell you that you are on the right way. In addition, you notice as you move past this big tunnel. Many of the smaller pipes appear to connect to a different room, perhaps upstairs. And if you really lean into it, you can actually get a decent listen on the things going on up there.
What's going on up
Let's
there?
listen, I guess.
It depends on the pipe you listen to, but a few of them appear to lead right below perhaps tables in some sort of public establishment. It's fairly loud, although the exact noise are a bit not blurred, but the voice equivalent. But with a strong listen, you can make out words. It appears like to the pipe you're currently listening, it's a talk between two travelers who are just sharing random stories of the things they've encountered and the nice things they've seen on this station, like the casino where one of them has actually won a lot of money, which of course the other person does not believe at all.
Interesting.
I guess we just follow our trail. See where it takes us.
Lead the way, veteran bounty hunter.
Do you want me to roll again?
No, one roll is fine.
Natural 20. Yeah.
Good.
You move along. No clue how far it really still is. As you continue, you get to pretty much here before Nugget steps forward and gets blasted in the side by a laser.
Nugget,
No!
no!
Nugget.
What?
Not Nugget.
A 14. The laser sort of ricochets off Nugget's hide, hitting the wall behind him here. It's not exactly the most high quality laser apparently that was used in this trap, but there was certainly a laser in that hole over there.
Son of a bitch.
Well then.
Rude.
Yeah. It's fine.
What is it to like keep an eye out for traps? Is that a perception thing or?
Perception.
It would be perception, yes.
Oh, Barabbas is not
Check
good at
every
that.
tile for trap.
Yeah. Check, I can check. He's very good at watching for this sort of thing.
It's good to watch.
Alright. Buddy. That will certainly do for the next one, which, in retrospect, is fairly obvious to spot, as there seems to be a charred Gorseclaw corpse.
Oh.
Right where the laser presumably is.
He's not responsible to simply leave these things around.
No.
Nice
What
traps.
if I get hurt? I don't think he got hit by them.
Nugget did not get hit.
It didn't hit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Oh.
attack roll, not the damage roll.
Oh, thank God. Boy.
Is
Yeah,
Chip
roll a
supposed to
3.
be wounded?
No.
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 You can.
Yeah, clear yourself up.
Alright. Sure. Can I salvage it?
That would be engineering.
Well,
Oh!
terrible at that. Someone else wanna
Wait,
Yeah,
what are
I'll
we?
he'll just point it out. There's
There
Salvaging a
is-
trap.
There is a
good idea
trap,
to remove that,
It's
the
bad.
trap.
and it needs
Was
to.
that the thing that hit my boy?
A
Well,
worse
some
thing,
people
it
do, but the same
seems.
sort of thing. This killed a man. Yeah.
That's not as bad, really.
See, that's what I'm saying. These robots say slanderous building traps that kill random people walking in pipes.
It doesn't have to be our Gosclaw that we're looking for, is it? That would be very
Yes.
fortunate for us.
This is murder.
Yeah, does he have identify?
Mhm.
So, we
He
need an
looks to be
engineering check?
dressed similar to the Gorseclaws that are in Rouge Petit's employ.
It might be him. Just get rid of the trap first, though.
I don't think so.
Man, this guy, see, he just murders random passersby.
What would be the engineering check?
It would be an engineering check.
I will assist.
I have plus 16.
You get
We don't get told what it is to me. make it.
But with a plus 16, you can't fail.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, it's easy enough. There's like a little motion sensor just attached to the trigger of a laser gun. It's effective but very crude. The
This
main
is
reason
incredibly simple.
the main reason these are actually pretty nasty is because they're just installed in one of the smaller pipes, and there's so many of them around that they are very, very difficult to spot. Until you know they kill someone and the corpse is just left in the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it set by like a tripwire or a pressure sensor?
It's a motion sensor.
A motion sensor.
Is it a shitty laser pistol or an expensive?
It's a terrible one.
They're not even effective traps. My god.
Yeah.
Which means he only kills people who are not fighting, like battle efficient.
What a like half a CR, quarter of a
Like,
CR.
like I'll set all these traps to murder every civilian that comes through.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean we have the motion sensor too?
Yeah, sure. It's just a tiny electrical device. It's nothing
We
rare.
can gather a bunch of them and then make out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth keeping in mind.
Our fortunate, or I guess unfortunate, Coscall friend, is he completely incinerated, or is there anything on him or her? I guess.
You
Drive.
Search for clues.
Maybe.
The root drive.
yes.
We
in
want to
fact,
loot the body.
If the players do not, lead them on a goose chase around the whole of the Atlantis Timefire.
He is carrying the standard equipment of most Gauss claws in Rouge Petit's employ. If you want to pick up a level 1 hand cannon, you may.
And does he have bullets for that?
Sure, yes, he has bullets.
Like,
He has 5 of them.
There we go. Sell the hand cannon, keep the bullets.
I just want bullets, really. So.
Yeah. Does he have ID on him? Is that like data pad or a
No.
wallet or something? Really? Okay.
Does he have an antidote to deadly poison that she likes to poison people with?
They're
No, he does not.
they're all poisoned under her employ.
Does he have a key? Like maybe to
No.
his den? Just anything.
No.
Mm.
I mean, it might not be poisoned.
The
Anyway,
thing he does have is a comm unit,
We'll take that.
but
Yeah.
a fairly shitty one.
Let's continue on.
Let's break it open.
Alright, give me another perception check then if you're still looking for traps.
Deactivate the traps.
Alright, you spot another trap.
Another trap.
Right.
It's the same deal over here.
I'll
Okay.
deactivate it. Is it the same kind?
Yeah, it's the same.
I'm assuming I can just
You can just do it.
just looking at it.
She's
many
that
rolls do you
rogue
want?
NPC that you have in the party just to do that. You know?
I thought about taking engineering, but I was like, who am I kidding? The 2 people already doing this. I need it.
I've got like a
I rolled a
rogue in
1 on that check, so I literally can't fail this.
Got a 7 engineering. Still okay.
That's not bad.
I got
It's not bad.
6, but I've only got 1 rank, so I'm trained in it, so I can do all my ship stuff
Yeah, it makes sense.
thematically.
And as you come close to this trap, you also see that the tunnel appears to be coming to an end into an open door. Of course, the entire area is completely and utterly dark. Although with dark vision, that doesn't really mean that much.
And the next trap?
Yeah.
You appear to have diffused all the traps.
Alright.
Appear to have.
Let Barnabas go first.
Sure.
Alright, let
Maybe
Nugget
there
go
might be
first.
enemies
Yeah,
inside.
send Nugget in
Let
first.
Nugget.
Blades and
Alright.
stabbies.
I'll just sit back here. Don't mind me. I've now got 40 foot of movement, so it's all good.
Yeah. Sniper stays back.
That's close enough for me.
I think we can just say we carefully approach, ready for trouble.
With
Alright.
Nugget first.
I'll just lay down.
Keep moving.
Right with the
Lay down.
corpse. That's
Oh, that's the door. Sorry.
That is the door, yes.
I'll blend in with the corpse.
This looks like a weird thing. What is
Use
this?
the corpse for cover.
That appears to be a chute.
Oh.
an incinerator.
Can Barnabas not step on that, or?
Barnabas and Jack Pierre can give me a perception check.
Okay,
Another one, alright.
I'm awful at these. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hide.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Oh.
Yeah,
Derp,
you
derp, derp.
don't spot anything. It's a chute. It's closed. Presumably that's where the carts that carried the ore used to dump their ore into.
Presumably. Barrels would still like to skip over it though, and not like.
You're like way big. Probably just.
I mean, yeah. Wouldn't be good for you to step on any sort of thing that could move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can I step over,
your
Cheap?
foot might fall in there.
You stepping over doesn't really work. You could try to jump.
Acrobatics?
I mean,
Or it's athletics.
athletics, I guess. Then
Yeah. I think jumping is
Like a
athletics.
standing jump.
Is there a door? Like, is there a
A trapdoor.
yeah, essentially to close this thing?
It is closed.
until I step on it.
Yeah. The 400-pound bear.
Like this.
Wait, sorry, I have a climb
Yeah.
speed. Can I just climb over it?
You
Like,
can
up the wall.
attach yourself to the wall, sure,
Yeah.
and then crawl along it.
Yeah,
I could do that too.
He just spreads his arms and
before
legs
you-
to each side.
Before you move,
Yep.
you can attach yourself to the wall.
Okay, but
Shortly after which you hear an exclamation, and the pulling of the lever as the floor opens beneath you.
oh, well that's good because I'm not on the floor.
Exactly.
Haha.
Basically, this entire bit. No, that's the token there.
Knock it!
This entire bit. What? Let me try that
It
again.
has a climb speed.
This entire bit
My
opens
God.
up
Oh boy!
Oh.
as both Jacques Pierre and Nugget plummet down.
I clearly
Can-
stated that Jacques Pierre was climbing along the wall.
Okay, if you did, then Nugget plummets down.
Can Barnabas try and catch him?
Give me
The
a
Jason.
reflex save.
Oh no. Okay.
So far.
Don't-
Even a
don't do
running
it.
jump is
No.
so far.
Okay.
Sheep.
Oh.
Does this happen instantaneously, or is there enough time to cast a spell as the door is opening?
No, this happens pretty damn quickly.
Where's the lever? Where's this?
The sound appears to have come from just around the corner. In fact, now that you've heard the sound and are sort of looking that way, you can see the peeking form.
Get him. We get him.
Can I shoot it?
I mean, we need to close this.
I've got a targeting computer, so anything
wait.
other
Well,
than
they should
total
not
cover I
close
can
it
shoot.
before Nugget is back up.
I
Jesus.
know, but we need to get this guy before he
Yeah.
runs away. And then we're
Uh,
done.
Do we hear the
Speaking-
sound of Nugget crashing onto the ground, or is it just like a shoot into nothing?
You can see where Nugget fell down here,
Okay.
No,
just to the
no.
south. He falls maybe like 20, 30 feet, smacks into wet debris.
Okay.
We'll get him up after.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
Barnabas
door
will
Oh,
take
here.
man, I just fixed him up!
Before you hear the grinding sounds of gears starting to move.
Yeah, Barnabas is rushing.
Yeah,
Uh,
initiative. Right?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, initiative thing.
Sure, let's do initiative.
Is this a +6 initiative? Oh, I guess I click it and then I say.
I think mine's
Initiative.
still 4.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Right. Just beat this guy up.
Yeah. What is it with me in 20s? I'm so gonna die.
Feeling the pain.
No. Oh.
Never heard someone be unhappy to be rolling.
Oh.
I know, come on.
No, because I know
Again,
what this
one big
means.
nugget. Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
It means that Java's now going to say, you've rolled 2 20s and a 19. You have to roll 1s from now on.
Yeah.
Now we of course know that Barnabas can climb down there, grab Nugget, and climb up, right? Because he's like plenty big for that.
I only have 20 feet of climb. I don't have 30 feet, so I won't be able to grab him in one go.
I have lots of climb, but
You've got like
Small.
70 foot of it.
Yeah, we can
I have my speed, which
deal
is
with
50.
this.
I mean, then again, I am 10 foot wide, so I suppose I could just make it.
You can just drop and then grab him.
Thaddeus.
Hit this guy first.
Yeah, I want to shoot it.
I do not.
Okay, he does have cover to say the least.
Is it total cover? Because
No, you
Oh,
can't
it's like
target him.
right-
all right, then I have a targeting computer, which I believe.
Believe that disables concealment.
Yes. Yeah, it's concealment. Yeah.
Actually, looking at, let's see how far away oh, this is in the wrong scale. This is 50, 60. He's actually just outside of your dark vision range if you're 60 feet.
Ooh.
Which means you can't target him.
Timed 5 foot.
Is it not concealment? Well, I can just.
It's total
Guarded
concealment,
ground.
yes.
I can
From
just
there you can
move.
see him.
Once we enter initiative, if a question about light is an issue, Barnabas' thing that he can what's the word? He can muffle the light from his thing, but as soon as he enters combat, he can't do that anymore. So he will be emitting light if he's in initiative for 20
There we
feet.
Get this little fucking reptoid, and then we'll teach him the meaning of pain, or what he did to our dog.
So is that?
It's our dog, damn it.
You don't hurt
Yeah,
a
that is
dog.
60 feet because it's
Yeah.
12 times 5. Yeah.
Does that?
So I can shoot it. What penalty is it? If it's got cover, I can't remember.
You're the cover guy. You should know.
I know. I feel like it's like.
Probably plus
-4.
Is it
If it's
-4?
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's-
You have a reduction to that. It's -2 for you.
yeah.
Right?
Yep. Okay.
28. Yeah, you smack into him.
Another natural 20.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's 24.
crit.
Can I get your macro, dude?
Yeah, I want your
Shit.
Java seed.
24?
Okay, let me check something.
I need to add a
Yeah.
point of ammo.
We shoot his fucking head in two, and we're like, well, shit.
He's just laid down. He's ready, and then
I
just
mean,
you see the
my
trapdoor
drone has
open.
climbing speed. I
It
think.
does.
Yeah. Nugget.
Nugget has a climbing speed?
Yeah, I think last time.
It's fairly important right now.
Yeah.
So we should
Yeah,
probably
I
check.
gave him. Yeah, last time I gave him climbing claw.
Oh.
He has like half his speed in climbing.
Oh, that's
Then he
great.
can just get out.
Just get out then. Yeah.
Well, not quite. He'd be missing
Fuck, you're still
5
But he
feet.
can get himself out is
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Barnabas can engage you.
Your bullet smacks into the tiny creature hiding behind the corner of the wall, and to your surprise, you would expect like a wound. There's more like sparks as the little creature screams, and consequently runs around the corner further.
Evil propaganda robot. Get him.
ah,
I
okay,
knew
would
it.
Oh, I
explode.
see.
Well, I moved and I shot, so there you go.
Okay.
The slander robot.
Let's see here.
Move 10
I have
foot.
20 So the way
Get him.
it works, Sheep, is that you have your max speed, and whatever you use of a climbing is taken out of your max when you get back on land. Is that how it works?
Let's go with that for now.
Okay. So that's 15, and then I have 20 left. So I don't need 20 though. I will move here, and then I will charge it with a
Okay.
Stellar Rush as a standard action.
Get him.
Rush is so good.
I'm not gonna bull rush. I'm gonna just use the melee attack at the end, because that does more damage right now. And I'm going to hit him.
Just warn us before he's like
So-
almost dead, right?
Yeah, you can consider your warning given
Right?
as you
I
smash
shot
into
him.
him.
Well, he's a robot thing. Who knows?
This isn't like
Can
what
you
am I
like
trying to say?
sit on him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I don't want to
Yeah, he looks worse for wear, to say the least, and also backed into a corner. The door behind him is most definitely closed, and it's a rather significantly sized door with probably no quick way to open.
can Barabas like growl him to back down or like stand down?
he isn't even making any sign of fighting back at all.
All right, well then tell.
He has no weapons.
Well, Barnabas will tell him to
defenseless
stay put
bandit.
then.
Sorry. I just shot a defenseless creature. That's hilarious.
Oh, don't act
Yeah,
like
it's
it's the
not your
first
first.
time.
Oh, he's not sad about it. He's laughing about it.
As far as
to the
Barnabas
condos with all
can
the
tell, give me an insight check, Barnabas. 10 moment.
He's horrible at this, so I don't care. Let's see. Oh, 3.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, this guy is scheming. He's gonna bolt at the next opportunity.
Well, if he
Sit on him.
bowls, he's gonna get hit and he will die. So
Andy.
Andy will rush over here and look down at Nugget, and he'll see this door. Does it look like the door is going to open and something's going to jump out at Nugget?
It more looks
Can I
like
hear sounds?
The sounds are coming from both of the walls that look suspiciously movable.
It's a trash compactor. I caught it.
Nugget!
He'll compact us. He'll kill us in a heartbeat. Watch it go.
Okay. Andy is going to use a readied action to cast a spell if one of these things or this door, something starts to move. If something starts to move in the environment, he will cast a spell.
what's the spell?
Oh,
Okay,
my
but
Declare the spell, I think.
worth noting
Yeah.
that if you prepare to cast a spell, you use
it
the spell slot.
Yeah.
Yes.
The spell slot is gone if you ready a spell.
Right now?
Yeah. You have to cast
Oh,
it. You have
okay.
to
You
pre-cast.
basically cast the spell and then hold the energy. You can't
Yeah.
cast the actual spell as a ready action.
And you have to declare what the spell is.
Yeah, and you have
yeah.
to declare the spell.
Okay.
I will say that
Don't do it.
looking at it, Nugget has a climb speed.
It's not
Um,
gonna shut in a round, I reckon.
Nugget can also double move, right? If you give
No.
him your action to give him 2 things.
Yes,
right?
you should be able to. That is
Yeah.
true.
Then that should probably make him out of it. And
Yeah,
we're
it
all
shouldn't
good.
close in a round.
Yeah, you know what? Like I get my spells back when we sleep. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna use hold portal if something tries to open up and jump in.
Okay.
Let's get our dog safe.
Although, something I forgot, Nugget does take 13 points of falling damage.
God damn
Remember
it.
his physical damage reduction.
Oh.
Yes, that does apply
Oh,
to falling damage. yeah.
why?
Remember that.
So,
He's
so
not a
12.
It's one spell
Hey,
slot
it counts
down.
up.
Okay. Chip.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just
Liam.
damaging my robot.
Fight it.
Alright, well, I will whip out my control kit for Nugget and give him my extra move action so he can move his 30 feet climbing. Is that enough to get him out?
It's enough to get him halfway and out of the danger zone of the walls
Oh, thank God.
of the trash compactor.
In the chute.
I mean,
It's more than
take another
30
one.
feet? Holy shit.
Well, he needs to
I mean,
get
it's
to the edge.
a couple of feet to get to the wall and then
Right.
30
No,
feet up.
that's all.
You might as well have
That-
him go to this wall so that he can come out over here and go that way.
I mean, either way, really.
Sure. I mean, that doesn't really matter. It'll take another round before he
Yeah.
can.
I mean,
He's out of danger. That's
you can do 2 move actions with him.
No.
right?
It's 15. It's with half speed when you're climbing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but if you
Oh.
move him twice,
Oh,
it,
no, that makes
It's-
sense.
that would
30
still be
feet.
30.
That was
Yeah.
15 feet. It's so
Ah.
it's
Yeah.
15
Ne-
feet.
next round he's out.
Yeah.
Right.
Chip, yeah.
Yes, he has his full climb though, so he can move plenty. This is like 1 for 5.
Yeah, do the math. Mental math.
Times 5,
Yeah.
50. Divided by 5,
10.
10. And he sneaks this way. Oh. Does he have cover from me here?
Yes.
Well, I will still using my shock pistol for this because I actually kind of want to catch him alive, and it's a non-lethal weapon. Try to sneak up and see if I can shock him.
Sure.
25 stealth.
25 works.
Any
15,
flat-footed?
17 hits.
Right. For
Yeah, half his health and non-lethal. That works.
22. Zam.
When did your trick attack damage get so high? Oh,
He is out.
Yeah.
No, it's 3
Jesus.
times as big now as it was
You're
before.
welcome.
why is it such a jump?
You
That's
owe me
weird,
money.
but also
It's
very
like
good.
This gun.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Well,
Yeah.
this should not say laser. It should say shock.
Shock laser.
Yeah, combat is definitely over. The trash compactor does exactly what you would have expected.
We should have put him in there.
Didn't get to show it off, but every round it closes by 10 feet.
Can I ask
These are useful.
can I ask a question that I never would have done anyway, but I'm curious, Sheep?
Sure.
If Barnabas fell down and tried to push the walls back, would that have been possible?
Yes, yes.
Well,
How hard would that have been?
Oh, cool opportunity
Very, but it's
missed.
possible.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing the trash compactors in the core rule books, and it's like
Maybe.
they're like deadly, like straight
I
up
have-
deadly.
They're ridiculous. I had to put one of those in.
Yeah, I
mean,
saw it and I was
fair
like, yes.
In that case, the whole portal will will hold this door. I'll just let it go
Well,
off.
you know, I'm very pleased that I couldn't give him the mod I wanted him to get, so he got climbing walls instead.
It was very useful. It saved as well. I mean,
let's beat this guy up a little bit extra just for the slander.
Yeah.
You know?
Can we take him over this? Because we got 5 minutes before this can be triggered again.
Well, there's the lever, so
I figure we might as well
Yeah.
talk to him in this room.
do we need to talk to him? Or I thought we just need to bring him back.
Sure, but he was saying that my acquaintance, my we've met, but we haven't really. There's no official anything, so
Okay.
the person whom I know had some secret, and
So you want to see if you can
Perhaps,
get the secret out of him before we
yeah,
give
because
him?
what if it's like
We could take him to the ship and wait and interrogate him there.
if we take him out, we should take him there. Like,
Yeah. If we get on the ship, she will be pissed. I'm pretty sure.
should we just take
So-
him there? We could just take him to her.
I mean,
maybe
I
that's-
mean,
No,
if you
I
want
think
to,
we should listen to him.
Maybe
Yeah,
that
if
he-
you-
No, I mean he tried to put us in a trash compactor. Like,
No, the last thing I want to do is listen to this guy talking.
it's not like he would have stopped
Please.
it.
I don't want to have to
Please.
knock him out again. Just bring him
No,
back.
it's true. Let's just put him in the sack
Oh, let's just take him
Yeah.
back. Screw him.
and
Put him
carry
on
him.
Barnabas' back. Yeah.
He has been talking enough, and he clearly was not interested in telling anyone anything. So
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got
Well,
a huge
I'm
hole
sure
in
she
him
has
anyway.
persuasive methods of making him talk.
You know,
Oh, I'm sure she does. She
That
has a
can be
whole
her
bunch
problem.
of poisons to torture him until he gives up what he
What,
wants.
what do you mean torture? God, what is it, you guys?
she's a fan
Oh, I
of
don't know,
the
Jack.
dwarf.
Just going based off of the evidence presented.
Only you met her for like 5 minutes, and you already presume that she's horrible. No, this is.
Well, I met her for 5 minutes and I'm already poisoned. So, you know.
Oi.
Some people living in the Slanty Star Empire. I mean, we have not had such a good time. Him.
Yes, well.
Let's just get this guy back.
Yes,
So-
I think we
Chip-
put him in a
Chip
sack
will-
and take him back.
Yeah,
Put him
Chip
in the
will,
sack.
will
It's
ask
sweet, Jack.
Barnabas to lower the sack for a little bit so she can kick it.
Uh,
And then be like, ow! Stupid robot!
Maybe at the end
Right.
you can get some bots.
I will ask that we, before drinking the antidote, since we did have 2 days, take it back and use life science checks and examine it in our lab to make sure that it is an antidote, because I do not trust her.
Well, why not? What reason would you have to be mean to us? We can trust each other. Clearly, just
I
not
am
like-
dying in front of you, Jacques Pierre. It's
Well,
not
you look
enough.
perfectly fine. It seems nothing is wrong with you. Maybe she was even just making a joke
Oh,
about.
perhaps. Maybe you can take some next time.
We can always just check
I do not
ourselves.
believe it is possible for me to drink such a.
Unfortunate.
We
I'm
argue in
sure
the
it'll
pipes on the way
fly.
back.
Let's
It's my
get
turn.
going.
All right.
Pansies.
Like, I think they're needlessly judging this clearly wonderful person.
Clearly.
Thaddeus writes that down for later use.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hate your girlfriend so much.
You want to return to Rouge Petit.
Yes.
No, I don't want
Alright.
to.
Want and need are different definition, but yes.
You can most certainly do that. Let me gather you up.
Deliver this evil character.
I will say, jumping on a character though, I love her, but I also hate her. So
You mean she's an angel, you know?
what I mean to say is that she was done
I
very
mean,
well.
it was pretty obvious. It's like, oh, the water-based poisons person is offering us a drink.
But Barnabas had been given a big cup for the first time in his life. He was very excited.
Well, people are good at certain things and people are bad at other things.
There's just no way to say it without guys.
Poison.
Oh, look at that!
So we return.
Oh, this is the wrong layer. She's
Yes,
like,
will go in front, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
No.
As
No,
return,
she's in a fighting machine.
the tables and such are gone. Rouge Petit no longer swimming without a care in the world, but rather in her rather impressive suit as she walks over, as it were. Although to Jacques Pierre, of course, her language is speaking to a warm greeting. You're finally back, and so quickly too. She is impressed.
He flips the beret slightly, telepathically lifting it, you know. Of course, my sweet Rouge, we could not wait but to jump at the opportunity to make you happy. We have brought the person you specify. Gestures like for Barnabas to throw the sack onto the ground, roll out.
Ceremoniously dump it in front of her.
Yeah, and he cast comprehend languages before we walked in the room, just so.
We will admit that there was some difficulty in taking him. It appears that he's not entirely what he seems. However, we have done our utmost.
The Max loudspeaker speaks in Aslanti for all of you to hear. Oh, that is very good, very quick too. It appears then that my suspicions are confirmed that he is not entirely what he seems. He does, however, I think, still seem thoroughly mad, at least that much is true. Now, for the rest of the information I require of him, I do not need your assistance. I appreciate the quick assistance, in fact. I am rather shocked, to be honest, that you did, in fact, work so efficiently. Maybe I did underestimate all of you. Now, the question is, did you tell them about the shift in leadership in your group?
Jacques Pierre nods. It just seemed the most prudent.
Ah, very good, very good. Very easy. Unexpected, but a pleasant surprise.
Is she saying
Now-
this in Aslanti or?
Yes.
Okay.
Over a loudspeaker in her suit, most likely for, well, you, pretty much. All of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were looking for something, and I admit I did not have much time to think. However, at least I had a little bit. I will need this blank chip, I think. It will be very valuable to infiltrate the more protected Aslanti structures. If we could engage in a act of sabotage on their shipyards, for example, or perhaps even steal some of their ships. They are notoriously hard to steal, you must understand. They self-destruct if any attempt to capture them is made. Having a fleet of those would be a good start to our plans. The Aslanti are ambitious people, and in, quite frankly, stupid one. They believe in their order so much that if something seems to fit in their order, they will not question it much. Hence why their secrets are usually so well kept. The one about their ship, however, thanks to an enterprising merchant, is common knowledge, at least on this station. I assume you will have no problem with that.
Findings, the thing? Yes, we required to infiltrate the Atlantis Empire, as you say.
Now
Which is
there will be an issue in actually acquiring it. We cannot simply take it from Telmrim, even if I know where to find him. It is not he who possesses it, but rather the person he follows.
Another scoundrel like this one. I have seen enough of the bad guys of this place.
It's totally her.
At this point, she actually does a gesture with her mech, upon which the ghost claws appear to grumble and leave. The robot stays. Hang on. There is a bit of story behind this Telmin person. He used to be of my employ, however, he is a traitor. I am genuinely upset about his continued existence, however, it is not to be helped. There are things on this station that I would rather not mess with, you understand? Not people exactly, but forces, in a sense. I've only met him once, but I would rather... He is one of the few on this station I respect with some hesitation.
Then who is it then? You would have us do this work for you? Fight him and take care of him like the scoundrel he surely is?
Taking care of him would be, I would say, impossible. You would need... I honestly don't know what he is, what you would need to fight him. Yes, you could hurt him, perhaps even kill him, but he would simply make it not be so. It is hard to explain, and it sounds ridiculous, I'm sure, but the only good thing about him is that he too seems opposed to the Aslanti, and if he possesses the chip, and he might be willing to do away with it. I do not believe he requires such simple things as a ship.
Very well. Where will we find him?
He lives down deep in the station. He has slept for many months, however. He is starting to increase his influence. It worries me. I am sorry that I am being so confusing. It is rare that I'm startled by something. He is a... how do you say? A dragon. And not just any beast. I believe he is a refugee of these pact worlds you are from.
Very interesting. Perhaps we can get this drive from him.
I worry about the price he is going to tell you. But I suppose it is worth a shot, as it were.
Perhaps he will give it to us as a friendly donation for our very important work.
Unlikely. Thoroughly unlikely. Perhaps, however, he will give you a better price than myself. I have tried to haggle with him as he woke up. However, he seemed thoroughly not just uninterested, but utterly dismissive.
Of course. Might you inform us of how to get to him? We would do such a thing quickly, if possible.
You will have to speak to Telmrim, of course. You have heard the name. There is a series of taps you can do on any of the larger pipes upon which he will investigate. If he agrees that you are in fact destined to meet his master, he will come and lead you to him.
Very well. Then I suppose we shall do that.
And do keep in mind that he is in fact a traitor. If you could endeavor to find a situation in which you can remove him without alerting his master of the fact, no, maybe disregard that. Let him. I suppose I can stand him for a little while longer. I would rather not risk the ire of his whatever thing it is. . as she will basically, using the loudspeakers on her Mac, will play to you a series of like tap equivalents that you may apply to any of the larger pipes to see a reaction. Hello? Did I disconnect?
No, I hear. Yeah, we're listening intently.
Everyone turned so quiet.
We're just listening.
I'm enraptured, sheep. Enraptured.
Very well, I shall do such a thing, though I must say I'm a little disappointed. I had hoped that we could spend time together. This.
Perhaps there is time. My plans are not urgent. I am a very patient person. Things are reasonably taken care of these moments. However, your little scuffle with the Greylicks has left relations in a bit of a worrisome state. However, there's no issue. If you would like to spend the night, I invite you to stay.
Oh, I suppose we. I mean, of course. These Francis, we would all like to spend the night, I'm sure.
Are they still speaking in Asante, or?
She most definitely is.
Are you replying as such? Jacques Pierre will hear Barnabas in his mind, telepathy, reminding him about the antidote and the condition that
perhaps
they're in.
my allies might be busy tonight. I cannot, of course, rob you of my own company, but if they would rather not impose.
I have no need of them.
Many more ways than one, for sure. Excuse me.
Then I suppose I will speak to you again on the ship in the morning.
Thaddeus will say bluntly in common, antidote.
Yes, of course. There's a slight note. It might be to give some a dose so they can take it when they feel the need tonight. It would be a shame if they should expire in the night.
Yeah, they will not expire. These symptoms will warn them of their impending demise, and they should hopefully be able to return quickly enough. It is too early for the next dose yet.
But you do.
Thaddeus will say, if she gives the second dose, I will shoot her. In common.
Oh, that's Thaddeus. That's very funny.
Chip will say in Yuzoki, second that.
You misunderstand. Our cooperation will be a permanent one. I have no need of expiring your companions prematurely. However, it is not a simple matter of giving you the antidote. It will, of course, come with the renewed dose.
Yeah, allow me just to speak to my companions outside for a moment, and I will be right back.
I see no need for secrecy.
Say we'll need a firm hand.
Certainly.
Wave for his companions to come outside for a bit.
Alright.
Want to get outside to gather them around.
Sure.
Again, we can probably assume we're outside, yes.
Yeah,
So he'll telepathically say, I'm beginning to feel she's a bit clingy. I'm not sure I'm ready to commit to being around forever. I mean,
well, you best be careful.
It seems like he's using poison to force my availability for my friends. Is a bit extreme, is it not? I mean, I none of you, of course, want me of anything, but I don't know if you can see it now that I pointed out that there might be a bit of I'm feeling a little bit, trapped. Perhaps I was a bachelor, and I've always considered myself to be that, and I might continue that for a long time. I just don't know if I'm ready for commit for something like
that. You see Barnabas, maybe an artifact from watching the dramas, but he brings up a big paw in front of his face and and says, Jacques Pierre, are you having wet feet?
He looks down dramatically. I know, I should wait with this sort of thing before the wedding, but it seems like we are skipping that part. Staying together forever is a long time. See?
It's a very, very long time. Perhaps a bit more thought is required. I wouldn't want you, as a good friend of yours, to jump into something that you wouldn't want to do.
I mean, excuse me. I would just say that in the dramas, there's always more love interests, and you have not met everyone. You know, like, maybe we should wait with
You're right.
spending the night.
I should not be too quick to leave. Is this
No,
the
no,
beginning?
no.
I should stay then, perhaps, as Chip says. I
Well-
might give it a chance. I mean, if forever is not all time. I mean,
No, that's what it means.
You might not have heard the saying, Jacques Pierre, but the water is always better on the other side.
yes,
What
it's
Chip is
true,
trying to
doesn't make it
say-
the door. It is better over there, sir.
No,
I
not
suppose
that
you are
side.
making very good points. Perhaps we should speak in the morning. I am glad to have friends who support me in these trying times.
Well, I hope I'll be around long enough to support you longer than 2 days.
I'm sure. Forever is a long.
Yeah, you know, if you like clingy people, I mean, that's...
Waterly pat Barnabas on the back and say, the water is better. It's true. I should just,
True.
I should just tell
If you-
myself.
If you find yourself a bit, cramped and trapped for no other reason, just wondering, you can always come back.
So, Barnabas.
You know where the ship is.
Yes.
Of course, I will not be moving my stuff out yet.
Party in Jack Pierre's room.
Just.
And all his stuff in the
Just
closet.
trash the place.
You know, if he doesn't need those DVDs anymore, you can, I reckon.
Don't you dare, we have not finished season 6 yet.
I will vent you into space.
Well, Jacques Pierre, stay safe. I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, I was simply having second thought. Chip, Barnabas, thank you. Thank you tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Great advice.
He'll go in. You know, following his friend's advice to think whether.
Do you think we'll see him again, Barnabas?
Barnabas just has the most confused look on his face and shrugs and says, I don't know how to help.
I was always told I was really good at communicating with people, but maybe it's not true. You know? It's... You know? I just...
I thought so too, but I guess not. Well, alright, well. Oh, nothing I could do, I suppose.
I think we should get back to the ship and start working on a solution that does not involve Jacques Pierre's girlfriend. Something tells me she will hold off on giving us that as long as she can get away with it, which seems to be quite a bit.
You know, on Akiton, it is general practice to keep your employers drugged, so that they will keep coming back and wanting more, you know? Like, that's how you
I
keep them...
can't say I'm a fan of this philosophy. Although I see its effectiveness, we should not be her employees. We do have bigger things to do. Whether
She
Jacques Pierre
certainly
sees
seems
that or
like
not.
certainly seems like she takes and not gives.
Precisely.
Yes, I would like to poison her myself, but, I'm not really experienced in that.
It's fine, Harry.
So my tacos are really good, you know?
We must continue to bite our tongues until we have the emissions converter in hand.
Yes, and Andy and Chip, well, I am poisoned, so perhaps while we are at the ship, I would be your guinea pig in figuring out what exactly is happening. Or, I suppose, guinea bear, however you put it.
I like
Oh,
guinea
bears
bear.
are a lot better.
I'm a fan of guinea bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go back to the ship.
Andy was just staring at the tea, so maybe he gained some insight into some of its properties based off its viscosity or something.
Do you have, like, a photographic memory?
I mean, I am a robot. Presumably, my eyes could just take a picture.
No,
I
it
would
doesn't quite
argue
work
that
way.
Chip had to taste that shit.
Yeah.
There's some
really-
kind of... quite literally
I really wanted
inside
to.
knowledge.
I really wanted to take a sample even before any of this happened, but I was just like, "There's no way I can get away with that without seeing."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go get you unpoisoned, shall we?
Oh, try.
I would
Yeah.
like that.
All right, you head back to the ship, leaving
Yes.
Jacques Pierre to his watery fate, whatever that even means.
Lots of water involved, that's for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, there's a reason the fog of war's on.
As you head back to your ship, pretty much as you arrive at it, you see that someone seems to be just leaning against its door, really, sort of lazily, playing with something in her hands. From a distance, she seems more humanoid than most creatures on this.
Is she attaching something to my ship?
No, it doesn't look like it. She's just playing with it.
What is it?
Playing with it?
If you let me finish. Actually, you know what? Let me just show a picture, because this is how she looks like, and that should tell most of you a lot.
Oh, great.
She sort of gives you a smile as you approach your ship, and gestures for you to come over.
Sure.
Greetings.
She will respond in pretty much perfect Packwood comments. Greetings. I think this will interest you. As she hands Barnabas a reasonably small mechanical device, like a magnet at the side. She says, "That is presumably one of the bombs I found on your ship."
Nice.
As she says this, Barnabas will raise an eyebrow to Chip and telepathically ask if what she's saying is true. Yeah, is it a bomb?
Someone
Give me
sense
an-
motive.
Engineering check.
I would sense motive, but it's a 1.
34.
Nugget thinks
Better
it's a
than mine. No.
Alright.
Knock it.
Barnabas will nod and say, "That is very much appreciated, but who exactly might I be speaking to? I am Barnabas."
She smiles enigmatically before saying, "Come with me if you want to live."
Wow.
Oh my god, I'm getting tired
That's
of
all.
this.
Well, I'm dying anyway, but perhaps a bit quicker if we don't follow.
Thaddeus shrugs and says, I'm in for a bit of adventure while you guys are all poisoned.
Lead the way, enigmatic woman.
She leads you through the restaurant, where she's given a actually quite decent amount of respect by both the patrons and the barkeep, who nods over to her before leading you into one of the back rooms.
Ooh.
I will give you a vision in a moment. I have to just fetch another token.
No worries. I'll say hi to Zarb on the way.
He screams back at you.
Ah! I kind of want him as a pet. I'm sorry.
Dear God.
You wouldn't want a screaming alien as a pet, guys. Come on. A great guard dog.
Jane just screaming constantly at everyone.
Yeah, great morale boost.
Oh, Zarb.
Just like take him out when we wanna
I wonder what
intimidate
would
people.
happen if you put him next to the the angel.
It explodes.
I'm assuming the angel gives enough power off that he's probably not going to go near that thing.
I should have revealed the rest of this as well because it's done.
Kindly fuck off.
That'd
Yeah, as she leads you here, she basically goes to sulk in a corner, as drow do, before gesturing you to the male drow,
More
There's a male drow.
He's invisible.
who is invisible, so you can't see him.
Invisible male drow. Kill it. Ah,
Yes.
fuck! It's these guys. God
Hi.
damn it.
Well,
We're all gonna Again.
Barnabas will greet him and nod, and wait for him to speak first, because he invited us here.
He gives you a brief nod back before saying, again, in Packworld common,
Okay.
for newcomers, you've certainly gotten around very quickly on this station.
It's a bad habit, as I'm sure you're aware.
I assume you've gotten into contact with the fish.
There's no point in lying, is there? Yes, we have.
And I assume at this point you are in deep trouble.
No.
More like constant irritation, but same thing.
One of us is very enamored, while some of us are in worse straits.
You've chased Glest, and I assume have successfully captured him, yes?
Yes, as requested.
As I assumed. She has broken every contract we've made with her, which means whatever goes for open war on this station. I figured I'd do you the favor of pointing out that leaving isn't exactly an option, and I assure you it is not by my decision, but by the fish's again.
She does seem kind of clingy.
I appreciate your... Well, you don't have to do this, and I very much appreciate the warning. That said, certainly didn't do this of our own volition. Our hands were slightly tied, but you seem to have more to say, so I'll let you continue.
Oh, I'm absolutely sure that you didn't intentionally do what you had to do, but were either coerced or more likely forced into it. I simply brought you here because I want to offer you a choice of sides. I will not pretend that my motives are selfless or in any way whatsoever more than control, but perhaps that is still enough for you to be my enemy's enemy, as it were, which you are, I assume.
What you've offered is without threat, as so far. You have my full attention.
He nods. Good. My task, then, if you can call it such, is simple. Bring me the fish. I can give you support, but you will have to do the heavy lifting.
If we do this, not that it is something I'm against doing. She has done me wrong, she's done my crew wrong, and in fact, as much as I think it, brainwashed another member of ours into liking her to the point of ignoring her utter evilness. But what do you want to do with her?
I do not think that is relevant.
It was a word to try to ask. Well, if you want us to take her to you, do you have information on how to get to her? She's not exactly the most, well, easiest person to get to.
Ah, but quite the contrary. Other than most of us, she does not invest in much secrecy. She has most definitely the numeric advantage. She has people in most places, however, they are not exactly, as I said, subtle. What you see is what you get with her. I assume you know how to get to her place?
Yes. We have been there.
Then you have most of what you know. What you need to know. My people and I can drag most of hers away in a feigned combat sort of distraction. She will leave only her closest guards behind. You will simply go to her and take her out. I do require her alive, however. If you have captured less for her, I require him alive as well.
If he is in a condition to be alive, then I will bring him as well.
I expect him to be.
However, I do not speak for my entire crew without communicating, so if I could speak for a moment to them?
Certainly.
I do have a question before we leave.
Okay.
Turn to the male drow, Tadak, and say to him, "Are you aware of the dragon who employs the gauze claw known as Telmren?"
He lifts an eyebrow. I'm surprised she has told you that much.
He is... Well, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth, so verification of the truth is appreciated.
Yes, there does reside a dragon in this place, and as far as the station and everyone in it is concerned, he owns the place. He has set up a game of sorts, which unfortunately we are all forced to follow. Whoever delivers to him the most influential people on this station will be granted complete control over it.
There is something that we require from him. I don't presume to ask a huge favor, but if we do this, would you be able to help us in at least getting our request to him?
I can deliver a request, certainly. I do see no harm in that. However, I cannot influence his price if he has one.
Yes.
He is a collector of gadgets and technological trinkets, obscure ones mostly. As
Captain,
dragons want to do, he collects those things and rarely gives them away.
Seem we will cross that bridge when we come to it. But, right, yes, Barnabas was going to talk with everyone. He's like, Barnabas is 100% yes, but he's just going to ask if everyone else is on board with this.
I would do it if he got the emitter. Like, we're just being pawns in their stupid game, and doing this job for them, I'm inclined towards it as well. But it's going to involve fighting her. She's in a mech. She's got guards. We're going to piss off Jacques Pierre. That's a lot to ask. So I would do it only if he gets the freaking chip, and then we just do a trade. Like, you get the chip, show us you have it, and then we'll do our business.
Yeah, I would also.
You deal with the dragon. Otherwise, like, fuck off.
Also,
I'm not interested in being part of a game run by an evil dragon mastermind.
No, and we are gonna have to.
We have to go save the Pact Worlds. Like, this is stupid.
And going back on who we're already working for has consequences in itself.
Yeah, as a player, I'm loving it, but my character is very much.
I mean, Chip would say that, like, again, what do we get out of this trade? Like,
yeah,
what is like, they're offering us to show, the fish up because she's a bitch, but like,
At the
that's
moment,
not much
we're
for
not
so
gaining
much
anything.
trouble.
Yeah. We're not gaining anything other than fucking her over, and really, we could just leave and not care.
Well, really, we could just go to the dragon, get our fucking thing, and then be like, yo, bitch, we're leaving.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it'd probably not be that easy, but...
We certainly could.
Well, at that point, we can just say, well, if she's like, oh, well, I don't want you to leave, then we'll say, all right, fight us, bitch. What you gonna do about it?
You want to do the hard deal or fuck off, basically?
Those people haven't promised us a cure, even, so, like...
They need to give us something.
Yeah, I can definitely be like, hey, you, we don't get anything out of this. This is a lot of effort on our part. This is a lot of shit on our part to do.
Yeah, we're dying.
If you don't get us what we need, which is the chip, we ain't doing this. We're just gonna go. I mean, he can definitely go that way. Be aware
Yeah,
that
hardball this, because this is also like we're kind of screwing over our friend doing this. So like there better be a
Yeah.
good price for it. Like
I will say though that just be prepared, because this can also go horribly wrong.
yeah, which is why we need a good,
A good go.
price for it. Not doing it out of the goodness of my heart,
But yeah, hearing all that, basically that's what I want to do. Is that a possible like negotiating tactic to go for?
I mean, sounds like a valid one.
Okay, well, Barnabas will walk back to him, cross his arms, sigh a little bit, because it's going to take a bit of effort on his part, and he will start by saying, "This thing you've asked us to do, while you know we may be in trouble, it is no easy feat. First of all, to get close. Second of all, to take her out. Third of all, one of us has already thrown his lot with her, and I don't seek to betray my crew if I don't have to."
As far as I'm understanding it, he has, however, already betrayed you.
I wouldn't be so hasty.
In which case, you can't betray him, for he has not switched sides. Or he has, in which case he has betrayed you. It seems a rather simple matter.
It does, but your logistics don't apply to me. Whatever irrelevancy that has, what I'm really trying to say here is that we know what we want. We came here for something, and this is why we're helping her. If you don't get us the same thing, I'm afraid we're just going to have to not
Do what
accept
exactly? Try to leave and get your ship blown up by the bombs that we have surely missed? Or perhaps fight her without my assistance? Or just spend the rest of your days playing in the casino or eating in the restaurant? The latter would help my coffers.
He shrugs.
As far as I'm concerned, you have very few options other than to go alone or throw your lot in with mine.
He shrugs and says, "Well, you've seen how fast we go around. She herself was surprised. I don't think that going alone would be the worst option for us."
He shrugs. I can certainly respect someone who thinks themselves strong to the point of not needing allies.
Oh, I need allies, but I require a decent deal.
What would you have of me then?
What we want from the dragon is what we want. Say, chip. Something that allows us to pass into deeper Aslanti Empire without detection.
I see. As I've said, though, I cannot influence the dragon much. Even if I win this game of his, I do not know if I can extend the prizes he is offering to the point where I would ask something from his hoard. I could promise you that I will attempt it, however, but I believe that's the best I can do without lying. The alternative, however, which I will only put out there as a hypothetical alternative, would be to take your chip by force from him. In which case, we might be able to assist more directly.
How big is it?
The
You mean
chip is fairly small, perhaps
What's
fist
a
size.
chip, man?
The dragon.
Perhaps a little bit bigger as your fuzzy friend over here.
What color is he?
I can't say I've ever seen him. I've only spoken with his proxy.
If we are truly to throw our lot in with each other, we should jump in with both feet. If this is an option you think is plausible, then it is not enough to simply be granted the station on behalf of the mastermind, but to take the role from him. Having you as our allies in that case would benefit us greatly in the future. And you having allies that you can trust out there in space, disguised as Aslanti, and subverting their efforts in ways that are beneficial to you, is also, well, equally beneficial.
It is a beneficial outcome for sure, however, getting it might be more problematic than you think. I do not know how, but this dragon knows much about everyone on the station.
Well, isn't he just listening in the pipes? Like,
He
they're
knows
everywhere.
things that have not been spoken out loud at any point.
Is he a mind reader?
How can you possibly know that?
That is something I will not comment on.
If we do this then, given the hypothetical you have given us, if you can help us in that way and we can help you in return, given that you would have all the influence you could ever have, perhaps that's a better option for both of us.
Perhaps. Perhaps food for thought. And as much as I can say without straight up leaving out important details, do consider the fact that no one on the station participates in the Dragon's game for fun.
Andy's looking a little triggered at this whole conversation every time it gets brought up, the Dragon's game.
More a reason then to not let it go on.
Yes, but do not consider crossing him lightly. You may end up surrounded.
We will tread lightly, but as I have said, we have consequences on every side. I apologize for being brash with you. You have given us some hospitality, but I'm doing what is best for my crew.
He gives you a curt nod.
We will leave, and when sometime we will return, you will know if we have failed.
I will hear of it, I'm sure. There's a potential way for you to confirm my words and the existence of this dragon. There's a particular group on this station that I believe has more than seen him. Other than, of course, Telman. However, I do not think I would even know of a way to approach them. They approach you. Perhaps you have listened to the Screed Reap's mad ramblings about people changing shape and such. I do not believe them to be lies.
Yes. Perhaps then if he knows things that haven't been spoken, perhaps they will come to find us in time.
Perhaps they will. Perhaps you would rather they do not find you either, considering the service you've done the fish. Perhaps you can work something out.
Indeed. Now is the time for action. We will leave you and return.
He nods.
You know, I was just gonna retire and be a colonist and now poisoned and involved in this stupid ass game. If I wanted to be a gang war, I would have stayed in Nocturne, okay? This is God.
Let's let's work on curing that one problem of yours.
Yes. We have a lot to do now.
We can still get back on the ship even without taking off.
Yes, I assume that as long as we don't make any sudden movements, we'll be fine.
Well, we can be of more use to her if you're dead, so... Not yet, I guess.
Yes. Let's fix this problem, and then we shall plan our action.
Sounds good. Let's go. Let's go, shall we?
Alright, you are heading to retire on your ship?
Yeah.
Also, in a sense, to figure out what this poison is and try and neutralize it, perhaps, so that we can just...
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
See if we
In
can
which
fix it.
case, we're not gonna leave Menakai in the dark forever. Are you still here?
Yeah.
Did you run away out of boredom?
No.
Sorry.
Yeah. I would like to have a chat out of character at some point, just because I don't want to make a decision. Completely.
Yeah, we're gonna probably end the session after this next little bit, which does to happen.
Yeah.
As Jacques Pierre is pretty much left alone in Rouge Petit's little home here. She has basically told him that she has to still do some things. She'll return in a bit. Or maybe this is after they did things, who knows? I don't want to get into details. As Jacques Pierre is left with a pair of guards standing near the door, obviously. But as he is left alone, something very odd happens. As one of the guards that you can't actually see, there we go, one of the guards hits the other. Like, not just a playful jab, but a conscious robbing punch. A small scuffle ensues, after which the surprised guard drops.
I think Jacques Pierre just draws his weapon and whirls upon them, pointing it at them. I mean,
As the Ghostclaw left standing will raise his arms in a sort of gesture of, I'm not armed. Although he is, as he does have a pistol on his hip, obviously. As he'll say, You want to get out of here? I could get you out of here.
and why would I want to do that?
You are being held prisoner.
Excuse me, I do not know that you were privy to such things.
Oh, I believe I've heard much. I'm afraid if you...
What is it?
I'm an opportunity for the situation to change. Your friends aren't exactly in the best of positions, and you seem...
If they were not happy with it, why would they have told me to go back?
I see, that's how it is. Well, this is awkward in a sense.
Very. I can only assume that the lady here would not appreciate your involvement.
Oh, she would not, most certainly. And she would rather like me to stay, as it were, which I would rather not.
Takes out the shock pistol instead, figuring that non-lethal. So I suggest you explain yourself. Seems you took rather risk to do this. Who do you work for?
We'll go to initiative here.
Oh, this guy, okay. He just wants to attack.
He wants to do something, at least, that warrants initiative.
Alright.
You get to act first, however. He does not seem to be reaching for his weapon. However, he does seem to be moving his hands, certainly.
Move in front of the door. And then, can I shoot the gun at his hip? Or like,
yes,
grab
but
it with my telekinetic hand?
the latter would work, I think. He doesn't
Alright.
seem to be paying too much attention of it. Give me a sleight of hand check in addition to that, however.
Because I want to disarm him.
Oh, a disarm? I believe it's an actual thing.
Well, if he's not holding it, then I should be able
That's true. Yeah, give me a sleight of hand. Yes, you managed to take his gun.
Sure. Alright.
It is his
See
turn now.
what he plans to do.
Be-do-be-do. Ah, there's a spell he can use. He will cast a spell upon Jacques Pierre.
Foul magics of the lizard folk.
Give me a... Wow, this is confusing. I hate spellcasters.
Yes, I understand.
Give me a will save.
Save. 19.
Ooh, 19. You barely shake off the magic that seems to want to dull your mind to the point of being completely dazed.
Oof, that's tough.
As he will, however, attempt to just book it through the door. It's 15. Like, well, that's a bit of a stupid way to go, but alas, that's how he wants to go. The door opens. The hallway seems fairly deserted.
Well, let's shoot him. 26, 5 foot.
Oh yeah, that's definitely it. 13.
25. Hit.
25 hits, yeah. 13. Alright, you will try to cast another spell.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to do anything else.
Kev was gonna move out here. Basically keep ahead of him.
Alright. We'll attempt to cast another spell then, which will be that one. Can't do that. Give me another will save. As he will tell you in Aslanti to leave him alone. That is a failure. You are being commanded to flee, as you will have to move away as quickly and directly as possible for one round, taking no other action.
Right? How does this hallway go?
We can move you into the void here.
Okay.
Continue as we like.
So the next round I will then move away.
Yeah. As he will run this way, actually.
Right. Then I'm good again. So I guess I'll have to move back, really.
You got like 1 billion movement speed.
Don't have. Can I shoot out of my weapon's range with a penalty?
With a penalty, yes.
I think it's
-2 for every range increment.
Alright, that would be 1, -2, and cover.
-1 if you're a sniper.
It wouldn't be a trick attack either, so that's like a 13.
That does not hit. He will walk through the machine, like a part of the machine he just sort of walks through and disappears into the wall.
So I'll come get you, dude.
Alright, at this point this isn't really any more of a combat, but rather a survival sort of tracking thing. As he apparently moved through an illusory part of the machine and into the station's tunnel network.
Well, unfortunately for him, I'm very good at it. Alright, so we gotta catch up to him then.
That would be survival.
Yeah.
You do have quite a good movement skill. Or, movement speed.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at survival. Very well. Yeah. I have again 50 move speed, so I'm probably faster than him.
Yes, you are definitely faster than him. It would be survival, yes.
22.
Yeah, you can certainly follow him. He,
I
how old
take
is he?
10 as a 23.
Yeah, this isn't really a place where you can take 10 unless you have a thing for that.
I don't.
Oh. Yeah. Alright, I guess he does have to fight you. He wanted to avoid it, but it can't be helped.
Well, he should have fucking thought about that before he just randomly began casting spells on me. I mean, come on. Who does that? I legit have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
I
did
mean,
not listen to you
imagine
guys- I
someone.
did not listen to you guys' conversation, so.
Imagine hurting people. You don't even know. That would be terrible.
I know, just showing up and beginning to fucking spellcast.
Poison people. I mean, spellcast.
We'll do it basically like this, because in the pipes you can be either very close or in melee combat if you so desire. Don't really have a map for pipe combat. We'll roll initiative again.
Sure.
Let me actually roll this proper initiative. Call.
Oh, I didn't get added to initiative this.
Oh, that's weird.
Because it didn't use the macro, I suppose. If you add me, I can put it in.
He gets a. You got a 23. Yeah, you definitely are fast. He does not appear to be fast at all.
Alright, well, you can have some more shocking. Should do it.
Oh yeah, you definitely hit him. Let's see. I have to do math because, of course, his token isn't. Okay.
That.
Yeah.
8. 22.
22 damage. Certainly hurts him. He seems maybe about like halfway to giving up, as it were.
Tough guy.
Check something really quick.
I will get you. You cannot run, you cannot hide. I have found scourges like yourself so many times. I just wonder, what is your plan? To knock down the other guard and then to what? I don't know. I will find out.
The ghost claw will turn around and slash at you with its claws.
That's very rude. Oh.
29.
That hits.
Doing a measly 12 damage.
Right.
Measly. That's like a third of his health. Oh, a third of his
Right.
Stamina.
Get shocked.
Yeah, 19. That
20.
hits. 20 damage. Oh god.
I wish I could use my actual gun, but it would kill you. So,
He will return with another spell, hoping to finally lose you because, oh boy, you are more than he bargained for. Give me.
later, I will take you to my friends, and we will see what they have to say about you.
I could say the same thing. Give me another will save.
Come on.
Seems as he wants to addle your mind once more, and that is a failure. You are confused for one round.
All right. That gives
On your turn, give me a D100.
Right.
D100.
You attack the nearest creature. Well, that didn't work for
Funny
him.
that.
I guess it won't be a trick attack though. But
That's true.
25 for 7.
Yeah, that still works. Turns out he's not actually that great at close combat. He doesn't have a gun either.
I should have thought, was it a cool gun?
He just had the standard Ghost Claw gun.
One bullet.
Yeah, 1 bullet swagger cannon.
Don't know if that would
He
have
will
helped
claw
him.
at you for another 25, doing
hit
10
like-
points of damage.
It's like a motherfucker, though.
We should cut
Like,
those
that's a better
claws
to hit
off.
bonus than mine.
It's got a bigger
you're making me
bonus than mine.
tired. No, I will fix it.
Yeah, that works. 21, that hits. 23, yeah, he falls unconscious.
Good. I'll shock him an extra time just to keep him down, then I'll carry him back to the ship.
Alright. Before, however, you...
That is very good.
Before you carry him back, in fact, as soon as he drops unconscious, he changes shape, really.
Lizard man. Knew it.
I will give you a picture because it's cool.
Damn lizard people. They're everywhere.
Useless to resist.
Ah!
I mean, when he took more than 2 hits, we knew that he wasn't one of those guys.
Yeah, those guys just fell apart.
He
Oh,
is
that
still...
guy, he looks like a nice.
Dear
You know,
God.
He's still wearing the Ghost Claw armor, but his... Yeah, you know, he looks like a 1980s, like,
That's an
lizard
alien.
alien.
Yeah. It's a lizard alien from Star Trek, surely.
Well,
Looks like he had some Dracula
You know,
influences.
Chucky, I put a black bag around his head, and then we take him back to the ship.
Alright, you carry him back to the ship.
Are you guys back? Are you there?
We're
Are you
at the
left
ship.
and
surely.
stay somewhere else?
Up to sheep to say how much time has passed.
'Cause I already
Yeah,
interrogated this guy.
you would have spent some time in the ship at this point, like an hour or two.
Trying to find
You
an
hear a
antidote.
knock on the door. Doom, doom, doom. And like clicks on the button to open the thing.
I
Yeah,
swear,
but
if
keep
that is
going there.
another mafia boss, I am gonna.
Yeah,
Well,
we've been working on the antidote at this point.
Yeah, how is that going?
well.
I think you have to wait for 4 hours before we check.
Ah, okay.
Alright, this is now your ship. It looks very pretty from inside.
Yay.
We'll go in.
Thaddeus is a few drinks in.
Anyone in here? Yes, I have returned.
Ah, you're back. Well,
Yes, I was ambushed by a lizard person acting as if he was not one. I figured I would take him back. He thought he could take me, but I am a little more than he expected.
so it seems that
Look, an actual lizard person.
Thaddeus shouts from like a nearby room. I knew it. Jacques Pierre's gone crazy. We're gonna have to kill him as well.
I took him alive so we could speak to him and see what he wants to know. He acted very strangely. He said I was a prisoner, and he knocked out my escort, and then I was forced to take him out. I figured I could give him to Rouge Petit, but I wanted to speak to him first, just to make sure.
well, given the reputation she has, and the fact that she, well, basically told us that these things don't exist, perhaps we should get the full story from it first.
I mean, it is going to lie, of course, but
Oh, naturally. But I'm sure you could tell if he was.
he was busy anyway.
While this interaction is happening, Andy casts Detect Magic, as he would check to see if there's any mind-affecting things on Jacques Pierre.
Okay.
Oh, question.
I
Uh,
like it.
Detect Magic doesn't reveal anything out of the ordinary. There's his water bubble, which is certainly like magical.
Psychic.
Psychic.
I wonder if that water in the pool has like psychedelic effects for him.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
that'd be quite interesting if like the entire scenario actually.
Yeah, it has just
like,
been
implanted in his head, but played it out for Manikai.
Session has been a collusion. I'm
Dragon.
So don't
suspicious.
detect
No,
any
really.
magical effects on Jacques Pierre that are out of the ordinary.
100%
Does-
inspection stat.
Does this guy have any magic on him, or any like remaining signs of his disguise? Something that could verify Jacques Pierre's story.
I
like
mean, he's
illusory
clearly a
thing.
lizard man. Look at him.
I mean, he looks like a
Yeah.
lizard man.
He
The lizard man.
looks
Checking for myself.
he looks as he does, dressed in the same
Gosclaw
armor you saw the Ghost Horse wearing. He does not appear to currently have any magic on him.
Is there any like trace remnants of a disguised self that
No.
recently on him? No.
It's probably supernatural.
Their own skill.
Yeah, it
The
could
death-
be.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Jack will tie him to a chair with strip ties,
Let's see what he says.
and then we'll wake him up.
Thaddeus will walk off and say, I will go and get the bucket and the cloths.
Pierre will be good cop.
Oh, really? Seems you're bad enough to, well, smack him down.
We don't need...
We'll put him facing a wall so he can't see who we are. You know,
Right, right, right.
All right.
we don't know who is interrogating him.
No,
Check
I want
Pierre.
to look in his eyes. Tell him.
Well, wake him up, I guess.
He twitches, staring at the wall of your spaceship.
Well,
Is,
it seems that we will have to spend a little more time together now. Hmm? Perhaps you should tell the whole story. Hmm? Perhaps you will regret that now.
I have to say, I'm very confused.
Well, perhaps
so
you should
am I,
start.
you understand? I'm just relaxing in the pool, and then suddenly there's a lizard person attacking me. Hmm?
Explain, please. Just start from wherever you think you can. Just explain yourself.
And you better tell the truth. Oh, I will not be very happy if you are lying.
Rouge Petit retired to secure chambers, leaving your friend alone in her relaxation pool with only 2 guards, one of which was me. I saw it as an opportune time to help the prisoner escape. I must have misjudged the situation.
And so, why did you think that he was a prisoner, exactly?
Because
Explain
I
your reason.
heard everything you talked about.
You did, huh? You were listening to that as well, weren't you?
I was present.
Perhaps you should have thought to wait until we spoke to him ourselves before going into action.
I did not think the same opportunity would reveal itself so quickly again.
Looks to members. You two know each other. Hmm?
Barnabas lets out quite literally the biggest sigh in the world.
Seems that I have misjudged you, Barnabas. I didn't expect you to exfiltrate me from a situation like this. Perhaps you are a bit jealous. Hmm? There is no shame in that, but to act like such a way, I had expected that maybe from Thaddeus, but not from you.
Aye.
Oh yes, I meant to say, but no. What really happened, Jacques Pierre? We were approached by, well, let's just say the other faction on the station, in opposition to your wonderful, wonderful fishy friend.
One of the other factions on this station.
One of the other factions on the station. Of course, I assume you mean you're one of the others, yes, Mr.
No, I work alone. What do you think?
Andy says something to him in Draconic.
Like out loud?
Yes.
He does not appear to understand.
Okay. Well, Jacques Pierre, we were offered, well, either our ship is forcefully removed by explosive force, or we take her to them. If we did, they would give us what we wanted, by their word, presumably, and also the one behind us, the dragon. Well, plan to take him down too. As you see, he's playing a game of sorts. I hate the word, but he's playing everyone on the station to suit his whims for his own enjoyment. And whatever this power struggle is, whoever comes out of it strong, well, they're going to be the only ones left to run this place.
Pierre will look
It's a
around.
big
Are you
bomb.
saying that there's bombs on the ship? In that case, we should not be here.
The fact that we're not blown up already says that our other friends are less, should we say, direct than your employer.
They
Our
are
employer, I
likely in
suppose.
place to. They are likely in place to be triggered if the engine starts moving to prevent us from trying to leave.
So you see, we're in a bit of a bind. We can't leave.
So we find them and kill them all. It's a pretty simple solution.
Which I would.
Points to Jacques Pierre. I like it.
By
You
all,
never
I
send
assume.
them an innocent woman for nothing more than speaking her mind, and in return they would blow us up. It seems pretty obvious who is the bad guys in that situation.
Chip will look to Barnabas and be like, so... you know, which one of them should we slap first?
The
Barnabas.
bombs were likely put on there by her.
There was
That
a.
sounds like a slander. Who is it that said this?
Well, that would be. Actually, can we just knock this guy back out first? Let's just talk in
Oh, of
private.
course. We'll just shoot him in the back of the head with the lightning.
Sure.
Jacques Pierre, this is going to be tough to hear, and I considered just leaving you in the dark, but you deserve to know, and we are all should be on the same team.
This is
We
a friendly space.
We made our way back to the ship and were met by members of a faction that include the creatures that we fought against when we showed up here. Rivals to the Gauze-Claws who serve under Rouge Petit. They demonstrated to us that our ship had been rigged with explosives, and they showed us what they had found, although surely they must have missed some. We can't count on them having found all of them. Those two factions are the only two that knew we were here. If they showed them to us, then it's likely that their claims are true.
That is all? That is all you have to say?
They also are trying to use us in a power struggle against Rouge Petit to win this killing game.
Well, it seems that they simply placed the bombs here and said they found them up on the ship.
I don't want to be rude to interrupt, Pierre, but I must remind you that two of us have drank some unknown poison that we have yet to see some antidote. And, you know, I know maybe I'm a simple person. I always consider myself, I've been told I was a simple person. But, I mean, when people remove bombs from my ship compared to poisoning me, well, you know, I feel myself being swayed. Like, I don't mean to be rude to your friend, you know, but, you know, I'm not...
We have upheld our end of the deal, and she has yet to provide an antidote.
She said
Saying simply that it is not time
24
yet.
hours. So sure, that's soon as things are.
It is absolutely ridiculous that a poison has to wait to be ingested further before being new.
Can I ask how the normal antitoxin is used? Is it like injectable? Like you just stab somebody and
it
it
gives you a +4 to the next poison thing you do.
How it's administered, I don't think it says, but sure, it's the stabby kind. Sounds appropriate.
All right.
It's like a needle.
So it gives you like a bonus, the person bonus.
Gives you
to
one. It gives you 3 plus its tier, I believe.
Okay.
As a bonus on your next save.
Okay. Thaddeus would like to pull one out and stab Jacques Pierre with it.
What?
Oh God.
Sure.
Into the water?
Yeah. He's got one in the bank, and he thinks that something's going on. So he's gonna try the
And
only
Fred-
anti-something that works.
Thaddeus opens the visor of Jacques Pierre's armor and just plunges the entire hand into down his face. Do you resist, Jacques Pierre?
I mean, probably. It has not been necessary. I have ingested nothing. This is quite fine.
You make that out between each other. I do not encourage rolls between PCs.
No.
Quite fine, that yes, I'm quite okay. I'm quite alright.
Thaddeus will
I
say,
just
trust
cannot
me.
imagine that something like this
No.
would happen soon. I expected there to be.
Trust me.
I mean, usually there's a time of
Jacques
where
Pierre.
things are good before the great revelation comes. I don't understand.
But if nothing is wrong, then there's no need to worry about the injection. It does nothing if you're healthy. It does everything if you're not.
Yes, I can administer that myself if you
No,
want.
no. If
I'll reach out for it. You know,
I just-
watery tentacle arm.
okay.
This
Let's
is absolutely pointless, however.
just
I
do
am
it.
naturally resistant to poison, you see.
I just want to make sure, Jacques Pierre. For me, please.
But what could you imagine would be wrong with me?
For our friendship.
I don't understand.
For our companionship.
Something I have to take.
Come on.
My mother always said that I should never do this for friends. Always get syringe.
For Jacques Pierre, please. It's if
Group pressure here. I do not understand.
it's not group
Fine,
pressure, it's
fine,
solo
I suppose
pressure.
I will have to do it to be cool then. All right.
Yes, you must. Yeah.
Look, it'll make sure it's antitoxin in the syringe thing.
Imagine it's labeled.
Yeah.
He'll like let it out in his water bubble. and
Antitoxin,
that
not vodka.
Yeah.
way. Not laced.
No, not laced.
Alright, on your next saving throw, you get a +4.
Don't know if there's a
Great.
saving throw, but just
Cool.
Does that make you happy now?
Yes,
Is that what you wanted?
very. Thank you.
Very well. Now we can go back to the deal, or the problem here, which is of course this. Why would I be kidnapped by this reptoid?
Look, both of these factions are just two of many that are trying to use all of us as pawns in their stupid game.
Very well. I suppose we defeat all the factions.
Don't think we have the
innocent
power to take
people
them
can-
on. We need three things. We need the chip, we need the antidotes, and we need to be able to leave the station. Those should be our priorities, and not playing into their hands. Every side is trying to endear themselves to us.
That
I'm
doesn't
sorry,
sound
Jacques Pierre,
bad,
but that
does it?
includes.
Endearment is usually rather nice.
I would remind you, Jack Pierre, we have been made into deputies of the Pact World, and as such comes some responsibility. I am disappointed in you as an agent. You know, I thought you took things more seriously.
It hurts me much to hear. I just thought. I mean, you said I should give it another try. I was already.
No, that was not what we said.
We've come into new information since. Those sentiments no longer apply.
Thought maybe there would be something wrong, but I was just the feeling it was a little clingy, a little grasping, really.
And why would you second guess your instincts? They're so good, Jacques Pierre. Have your instincts ever driven you wrong before? And now you second guess them?
Many times. I really.
Oh.
I just.
Wow.
I mean, what
Jack-
would you have us do then?
I personally would say that we go completely neutral. We deal with the dragon ourselves, and we'll see whoever comes out our friends in the end.
I feel like if what you say is true, then there is some to be said between us. If I have been scorned in some way, there's a debt to be paid. I would not. I mean, that is what is required of me, then I suppose we will have to go do it.
We will need to get a hold of her antidotes. I don't know if I'm trying to research something to neutralize the poison right now, but if we can't find that and she won't give it up, then regardless of whether or not we ally with any sides, we will need to oppose her. Either that or Chip or Barnabas's lives could be lost.
It might be easier to do that tonight then. While it is still fresh.
I mean,
I agree.
yeah.
If I have been used in some way, do you truly believe such a thing?
Yes, very much so.
I would believe that it's a possibility. Yeah, I would say so.
I don't.
Yes.
I empathize with your situation, Jack. Yes. We've all been led into this game here. None of us realized it when we came in. But Thaddeus is right. We have to be neutral. We have to just be with each other and work together to get out of it.
Yes, we have a mission, you know? And these people are hindering us in doing it.
Then I suppose we will have to go tonight and kill all of them and make sure that this never happens again. If that is how it has to be, then that is how it has to be. Before they expect it. They will not expect us to be there yet.
Yes, I totally agree. Let's do this.
Very well, Thaddeus, I suppose. I should have listened to you. You always want me.
I am always your friend, Jack Beer. It's
we
not
do
the
have
3
the
drinks
I
I've
will need
had.
to sit down for a few minutes to process this, but then I suppose it shall be time for a vengeance. This is the only thing that remains for me.
The rival faction did say that if we supported each other, they could help assist attacking Rouge Petit.
No, we shall
No.
have this is personal.
We stay
How about-
neutral. We stay neutral. No
I'm not,
allegiance.
We'll
I'm not
defeat them
suggesting we
first, and then we will go and defeat whoever made this poison between all of us. They tried to.
I'm not suggesting we actually work with them. Simply use them to distract her forces. Go in.
Now, who is the
front.
Reptoids with?
We don't know. Let's interrogate him now that we have, like, you know.
All right. Well, we'll wake him up again.
Sorry about that. We need to sort a few things. Say things out. She understands.
If it's
To renew our alliance.
Now, who do you work for?
Who do you
not
work
want
for?
more of these, do you? Who do you work for?
We are many.
Yes,
we
I get
work
that.
for-
But who do you work for?
Ourselves, mostly.
The Reptoid Alliance? Hmm?
We live on this station,
Yes, I gather so much. A lot of people do.
and we would like to continue living on it.
This seems fine. I mean, I don't know what's the problem with that, but
If you accuse us of anything more than wanting to live on this station, I'm afraid you are thoroughly mistaken.
I mean, you knocked that guy out completely. He was not expecting it.
He wasn't supposed to expect it.
Then why did you do it? Seems like freeing me had little to do with you living on this station.
What is the connection?
Excuse me, but I have to choose my next words very carefully because you seem rather slow. To put it bluntly, we do not benefit from Rouge Petit gaining strength. That clear enough? Of course, that is assuming that simply wanting to help someone in need is, in fact, completely outrageous.
So you were saying you're simply a nice person?
With the added afterthought that Rouge Petit gaining strength is of no good for anyone on this station.
No, that really doesn't make you, I suppose. Now, it was said that she had a terrible secret. Would you happen to know what her terrible secret would be?
I do
It
not
would
know.
really help vindicate me in my current position, so if you could please just...
If anyone knows secrets that will be blessed, he was built to collect secrets.
who built him.
We did.
Well,
didn't-
she has him now, so perhaps we should go do something about that, hmm?
Yes, that is indeed problematic, although he will not reveal his secrets easily. She may eventually find a way, in which case she will have the same leverage on many people on this station as the dragon does.
Ooh.
Now, if we found out, we would have that leverage, hmm?
Yeah.
If you had that leverage and the ability to leverage said leverage, you would be in a rather strong position, although more likely everyone would simply attempt to kill you, as I believe you are slightly easier to kill than Rouge Petit or a dragon.
Because
And
that
we
would
would
be the
use that
first time.
leverage, and you would help us, hmm?
I wouldn't do no such thing.
Okay.
That is disappointing, I suppose.
That
My-
is-
I blame you.
My goodwill has led me to attempt to break you out of a apparently too comfortable prison cell and ended me in here, so I see no benefit in assisting you any further.
This is what a nice person would say, I don't think. Where would you have taken me if I had been lost to you?
I would have let you out the door and then wished you good luck.
Why? What's in it
Because-
for
Feels
you?
like it was a nice thing to do, I suppose.
Because Rouge Petit having you as a prisoner is no good for anyone.
I suppose we should let you go, though.
I suppose you should.
And you will not tell anyone we are going to go and have a talk with him about manners and using people's emotions.
You feel free to have that dog undisturbed if you want.
He has no motivation to stop us or hinder us from attacking Rouge Petit.
Yeah, it's fine with letting this guy go. He seems up and up.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so you really have no information on our friend, the female cuttlefish? Excuse me, that is derogatory, I know, but I have conflicted feelings about her.
I do not know what kind of leverage the dragon has on her, however, I am fairly well versed in her plans. I assume.
would love to hear them, dear.
Well, in the long term, she plans to do the same thing that has been done to her world to every other world as a sort of twisted revenge.
Yeah,
Wow.
seems
Well, time for execution.
Yep. Alright, she's evil.
Okay,
What?
let's do this.
To all, not just the Atlantean Empire?
Yes, to the Aslanti Empire only. I have a hard time believing that there's more to the universe, but I suppose there could be. Every empire, every planet
Right.
that is associated with the Aslanti Empire is her target.
But that's a lot of
Anyone-
innocent people!
Anyone who is ever in any way associated in a beneficial way with the Aslanti Empire is a target. Anyone who lives in the Aslanti Empire willingly and
I cannot hear this.
Oh,
He has to go over and take his 10-minute rest.
oh no.
Let's search behind the light.
she, of course, has no way to accomplish her goals quite yet. However, her determination has gotten her very far.
Well, she will be a wonderful stepping stone for us.
Mm-mm.
But that's, yeah, it doesn't matter what the soldiers have done. The innocent people as that Star Empire don't deserve to die.
No. The children who've done nothing but be born into an empire do not deserve to be.
To her credit, I do not believe her primary goal is to kill everyone, but rather to chase them into space.
I've heard enough about Rouge Petit.
Excuse me, Mr. lizard man.
Reptoid. Lizardmen are very different.
All right, if you say so. I mean, I'm assuming you're an expert. Would you happen to know if there's a Bruce, the lady, does she? She has a lot of poisons, right? I just want to know, is she resistant to all of them?
I am not aware. I would not think so.
It'd be very difficult to become immune to poisons.
She is very careful about what she ingests or surrounds herself with, however.
Well, a little needle might be too. Well, thank you.
You know what we should do is we should extract some blood from one of you two and just inject her. If she wants to live, she has to produce the antidote from wherever it's hidden.
Then we kill her and then we use the antidote on you two, huh?
Exactly, but she doesn't have to know that.
I believe the poison in your blood would be far too diluted to do anything.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have
Well, perhaps
explosive
we-
liquids we can put in her.
I think we can let this
Yes,
reptoid go.
sorry. I mean,
Can
if
we
you have
just
good
go-
ideas for not torture. I wouldn't call it torture. That's such a negative word. But like,
Interrogation?
Yes, that
Mhm.
was exactly what I was.
Mhm.
Thank you, Thaddeus. If you have good ideas, like maybe you reptoids. Is that said right? Maybe you have some good methods for interrogation.
We do not interrogate, we listen.
Well, that is not helpful at all.
Thaddeus says in Yusoki, I can teach you a few things later. With like a
That would be
grin.
most helpful. All right. Well, I guess along you go. We have I have things to learn.
Doris there.
Well, untie him. I think we tied him up. But, yeah, let him go. Be free, Reptoid.
Blindfold him. He doesn't know how he got here.
It's fine.
Well, he knows.
he can-
He knows our ship. I'm pretty sure.
How many cuttlefish are?
I would like to just hand him like 20 credits.
For your troubles.
He'll accept it with a sort of confused look.
So he doesn't,
Chip.
like just pay it forward.
hmm
Chip will look at Jack Pierre and be like, "You are worlds too good for that lady."
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you, Chip. I just can't believe this would happen to me, of all people. I was so careful.
I know.
I guess the dramas don't include everything. Could be an excellent plotline if you wanted to become a screenwriter one day.
suppose we will have to change the
We will be the
at least a
the
bit.
actors or the direct. You know what I mean.
Yes.
We'll take it in our own hands.
It'll be a fine editing process.
Yes, I will bring the hand cannon for this.
Yeah, can we just go blow her brains in now,
I
please?
suggest a short rest, and then we immediately go while they're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
I-
Obviously,
Sure.
next time, but
Obviously next time.
I happen to know the door.
Oh,
it's true. We'll just show up and be like, "Hey, what's up? Bye."
Excuse me, and then
Cue
blam, blam,
explosions.
blam, 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 blam. And then
it's
we
true.
have
She
the
didn't know
magic
you
scene.
left, so depending on how much time you have before she comes back.
Oh, it's gonna be glorious.
Whatever time it took bringing the guy here, talking to him, and then leaving.
Yeah.
A little while.
She probably found out, but maybe not.
On the bright side, if we interrogate her, you might have a new mix.
It's
Oh yeah, we're gonna get him that
it's
next
a
suit.
souvenir.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
else?
I mean-
a token of appreciation.
yeah, exactly.
I know how we can get into her room, like in that swimming pool room, unnoticed.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
It's an
true.
illusory machine.
Yes, let's use that. That's good.
All right, we have a plan. Basically, to kill everybody. Like,
Revenge. We'll defeat
Yeah.
her, and then all
That
the other
is the
gangs that
best
made this
answer,
happen.
right?
They
That's
made
right.
all this
We're
happen.
gonna sneak in. We're gonna murder her. We're gonna put Jack Pierre in the mech suit, and then we blow up the dragon, get the chip, and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We'll have to retrain some stuff to use a mix and spend some money.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
like
an
that
easy,
we just assumed that we were gonna get it. And
I mean,
it's,
it's not
we
an
are.
easy transference of ability.
No, it's pretty
However,
good.
however,
We'll have to work on it, but
like
for the future.
character reasons, I'm willing to invest whatever it takes to learn to use a mech suit.
All right.
It's a cool
So
I lose a bunch of my abilities,
Well,
and
it's
whatnot,
been.
but it's almost
specifically
too cool not.
constructed. It's been specifically constructed for a cuttlefish, for Stillipharia.
It's
So
true.
Well,
Well,
mostly
maybe
because it has like a, so he can remember.
To be fair,
could have
Thaddeus
been.
has heavy armor that he's only using for bluffing reasons
this guy.
and
I
disguise.
have to take heavy armor proficiency and then also
Power armor proficiency.
power up. But for that, I need more base attack bonus. I
Yep.
need more strength bonus.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More feats. I would have to retrain like an ability level up and get like an ability crystal to get strength high enough.
Oh yeah. Ability
Also
crystals are a
retrain a
thing.
feat and then also like use another feat once I get high enough base attack bonus. In 2 levels, I could use it the earliest, simply because I don't have the base attack bonus to get it earlier.
Mhm.
Alright, but
Well,
yeah,
if
we're
you-
gonna end the session here. I have to leave rather soon because I have to catch a flight tomorrow morning.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh,
Where you going?
oh,
I'm visiting my parents in Spain for a couple of days.
Nice.
Oh, that,
that's very
cheap.
cool.
get all the tapas.
Yeah, all the food.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd be like, hey
hope you-
parents.
I hope you enjoyed the session, which from the outraged after session talks, I think you did. So that's good.
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
As
Yeah.
as Azakawa says in the chat, it's a very PC plan to
It's just
basically
fucking
just
murder.
decide to kill everybody.
I mean, it's turned from a romance into an action movie.
Yeah.
It has, yeah.
It's almost like the Starfinder system works much better with that.
Yeah.
I look in my toolbox and I don't have much other than shooting, killing people.
This is exactly what Andy was running from in the Pack World. So he's just like completely fucking traumatized by the fact that
I
we ended
mean-
up here again.
He seems well versed in like we're just gonna use them and then like shoot them in the back. And
Yeah,
leave.
no,
Yeah.
he survived the first one. Like, he was just like some
Yeah.
guy. Like he was just pulled along.
Ability crystals are actually kind of cheap. Oh shit.
But he's hardened up since then.
Yeah, I'll inform you about your experience for this session next time.
Well, it definitely won't be enough to
Alright.
level up
Yeah.
anyway. So.
Certainly not.
No,
that
next
big a
time.
deal.
Next time we'll kill a lot of people.
Yeah, we'll level up next time.
Ugh.
We'll murder so many people. Also,
Well,
God,
you-
no, we have to wait
die.
8
That
days.
could also
God.
happen.
ability crystals are so cheap. And to gain a +2?
Yeah,
You
I
can't
bought one.
use one with the same like.
Yeah,
Type.
but yeah. So you can
You-
get the
You
crystals.
can
the
upgrade it.
accelerator.
You can get 246. You just can't have multiples of.
No, yeah, but that could give me so much dex.
Also, Malachi, one of the reasons why I paused so much when Jack Pierre fought the Reptoid was the fact that Reptoids have a lot of things that only affect humanoids.
Sure.
All right. I am gonna stop the stream because we're at the end. So, thanks for watching,
Okay.
everybody.
Not
Bye.
a human.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.